Okay, testing 1, 2, 3 testing. Those that join might see me live, hopefully. If you're here, please let me know how the audio is working, if you can hear me, see me, and if everything's okay. It's been a while since I've streamed. For today, don't really have many big plans or anything. I think if people hop in and ask any questions, I can easily talk about anything that I have knowledge about, because if I don't know a subject, I can't give you the answers. I don't want to make up some weird stories and lie my ass off or anything. Other than that, it's been a while since I've streamed, it's been a while since I've gamed or anything, so I think it would be nice to get back to Elden Ring. I've heard that there's this new DLC coming out, The Shadow of the Earth Tree. I would like to get to it, I would like to play it. It comes out on June 21st, I assume. Or June 22nd, June 21st, probably. Anyway, if I get that, awesome. If not, well, we'll see. So yeah. It's always a thing. Streaming is always an interesting thing because, in a way, you're here by yourself. Just you, your room, your camera, and you trying to entertain the whole world, or at least a smaller community or something. And then, it's like, when you have certain questions, it's easier. But right now, just me being me, doing my thing. Anyway, Charles, Adam, thank you for being here. Okay, you can see me and hear me clearly. Good. Hey, Charles, it would be nice to meet you as well. If you want to talk it out, if you want to share, please, write me an email. I hope you don't go to jail, but hey, if you do, hang in there, buddy. It's really hard out there. Adam, hi, nice to see ya. So, on my end, right now, the Fridays and weekends are usually time for going to another town where my grandparents live. So I'm helping them out in the garden with, gardening, potatoes, and everything else. Yay, good, organic plants and organic veggies and fruits are the best thing. But also, family. Grandparents getting sick, and specifically some people who are the pillars for the family, who are holding everything together as a structure, and everyone's emotionally stable if they're doing fine, but if they're not, it's pretty hard. So just trying to be there for my family, going into the core, just the way things are. Before many people gather and start asking questions, I'll just be me, share some stuff, talk about my life a little bit. Nothing too interesting, nothing too special, nothing that should be a separate video or anything. But I've had some interesting experiences where I kind of got a personal win on my end, but at the same time, it's been I don't even know how to describe an event. When I was a kiddo, I went through sexual abuse, and it was pretty hard on me later on, because I got this fear of people, fear of men, fear of being feminine, and I kind of end up hiding myself, trying to be a little tomboy, dress as more of guys, be more guy-like, probably a lot of these interests. I was never into dolls, but all the Legos, little constructions and stuff, it's really interesting. Anyway, so that kind of really framed my life for a while, and I was really hard on myself. At the same time, I had a hard time forgiving people who were not that good to me in my perspective. But listening to Tony Robbins, Jordan Peterson, and others, I kind of developed a different mindset that allowed me to be free of most of those traumas. Or at least I hope so. At least some of the layers definitely peeled off, and I feel better as a person. And recently, last week, on Wednesday, I went for a walk in the forest. Usually I go for a walk with my dog. It's I've been with him for 3 years, and he's such a nice guy. I love him so much. Because he's just he takes me out for a walk and gives me that space where I can disconnect from town, I can disconnect from problems, I can just go, be in the forest, be in the present, do some grounding, be away from technologies, be away from devices, just me, nature, and my dog, and I love that stuff. And last week, gave him holidays, left him with grandparents. He can run around freely, do whatever he wants, and he loved it. And here I am in Vilnius, my hometown, capital of Lithuania. I'm going for a walk. Where I live, there's plenty of forests, plenty of parks, so it's a good enough neighborhood, I would say. But anyway, in the park, I met this guy. Like, I'm just going for a walk, and I see this dude, and I'm like, okay, here we go. Just the way he looked gave me this weird vibe. Like, something's gonna happen, but, you know, you're just, like, trying to keep it all together. This guy comes over, he speaks Russian, like, he's from Ukraine. Lived in Ukraine, Ukrainian, lived in Russia, got out, lived in other places. So, okay, we start talking, and then he starts asking my name, where I live and everything else. And I see that he's a little bit drunk, but at the same time, you know, some people, if you are kind of like hyper aware or hyper vigilant, I would say, you're constantly reading your surroundings. You're trying to see, what is this person about? What are their intentions? You know, where are they going with all this stuff? So for me, like, I was like, okay, this one seems a bit out of place. Not a narcissist, not a psychopath, but a one that, you know, can go, can abuse people if he wants to, like, by his body build, and he was in this, like, almost climbing into his 50s, 45, 46, somewhere there. We start talking, he starts following me around. No people around or anything. I'm like, okay, just keep it together. You know, like, if anything, I hope I can run, because, you know, I have a hernia in my spine, so recently been using my body in the wrong way, and I pulled some muscles. I pulled my hernia, made it even worse, so it got harder to walk, but I'm like, I hope I can run if anything happens. So I start talking to this guy, just to keep it all together, because I don't want to show that I'm afraid. I want to keep it together and give this character where, look, I'm fine. You know, like, I can handle my shit. I hope, like, my dog's not there. I'm like, oh. Anyway, with a lot of questions, this guy gets, like, just starts showing true colors. You know, like, it doesn't take much, few minutes, and he's like, you're the most beautiful girl. I love your eyes. And then he's like, can I kiss you? I'm like, no. Like, do you have a guy? I'm like, yeah. Well, and starts giving me all the reasons why he will be better. And he keeps on following me around, trying to touch me, trying to sniff me, asking for sex, asking to see my girly parts and everything else. I'm like, dude. Just, like, trying to have a conversation, and at the same time, like, play it cool, don't stress, try not to show any fear, show authority-ish, and you know how for some people, they know that they might be attractive, or they have that charisma and they're in control of it, and they know, like, you know, people magnet, women magnet, guy magnet, whatever, but they have this thing where they know what they have and they will use it. I don't. I don't use it. If people like me, I'm like, yay, you know, whatever. If people don't like me, like, you know, cool, good for you. Like, I am okay with myself, but I don't consider myself being better than anyone else or anything like that. And this guy, he's just, like, really, I don't know, he was respectful enough. Because there are times where he's trying to take my hand, trying to kiss me, and I'm like, you know, dude, stop, no. And trying to get me into sex, and respectful enough where he didn't jump me, didn't force me. But he followed me all the way around, and it was like an hour and a half trying to walk through the forest, looking for people, and looking for, like, okay, quickest way into reaching my house and everything else. So that's, like, a bit stressful, but I am proud of myself for keeping it together. Because it was stressful, I was scared shitless-ish, and just, like, to try to read the situation. Because, you know, if you're gonna pull out your phone, he's gonna, like, he's looking for any cues, whatever you're doing. So, like, if I'm gonna pull my phone, he might do stuff. If I try to run, he might do stuff. And just to handle that person, like, look for what he wants, how can I satisfy some of his needs, but maintain enough authority or, I don't know, like, boundaries where he doesn't do anything. So just, like, trying to ask questions, have a conversation and stuff. And for me, like, I think I handled it really well. Satisfy some of his needs where he wants my phone number? Sure, whatever. Take it. I don't have to write back, but at least it's not forcing me. So like, I was like, whew, handle that stuff. Like, that was creepy. That was creepy, but compared to how I used to be in past, how I acted to where I'd be afraid, I start running, I don't know, like, it would, it would really mess me up. And even after that, finding the strength to, it's okay, you handle it, pat yourself on the back, you did good, you can still go outside. You don't have to close up, you don't have to hide from the world, it's just one out of many people. And that's like the thing where I try to preach sometimes, you know, like we have life happening to us, and there are many stories and many patterns and things that are repetitive, where I know in past I used to have a hard time communicating with people, being myself, being authentic, a lot of those things. And I see where if something would happen, I'm that person that doesn't like arguments. I don't like arguing. I don't want to be right. I want to have peace. Just no yelling. Just have it calm. If you don't like something, just let's talk it out and let's see if we can find some common grounds and, you know, like at least some compromises and stuff. So anyway, like for me, looking at those stories and who I was in past, where I would close up, I would hide, I would not want to engage. I'm like, oh my god, look at me. I was wearing like this shirt, different kind of pants, and someone liked me, so I'm too feminine or something, or I attract too much attention, let's change clothing and be more tomboyish and stuff. That was my old story. If anything like that would happen, I would close up, I would change, I would try to limit myself and see how I can protect myself. And now I feel like it's a story. And there are emotions that I have about it. There are assumptions that I have about it. But the truth is, this guy has certain intentions. We had a chat and everything ended up fine enough where I didn't get attacked. Like my private space where I felt like too much, too fast, too close, stop. You know, like too many things. I mean, like proposing in public, like, great. I'm sorry for breaking your heart if that's the thing. But anyway, so for me, not to make that story my life, but to look at like, hey, I handled it, and this is like a muscle, again, a character that we are developing. I could have given in to fears. I could have given in into closing up, trying to run, trying to, even like not having this, not having the boundaries, just giving in and like, knowing that I will not win, that I will not gain anything, and just closing in into like, yeah, whatever. If I'm gonna be right, I'm gonna be right. That's not me anymore. So I'm just proud of myself. That was a bit scary, but I handled it, and I can only imagine, like, you know, for me, small town, forest park, whatever, like, okay, it happens. But there are so many places in the world where this is an everyday thing, and people have it way worse. So like I just like try to be in this gratitude, gratefulness, and just like appreciate what I have. Okay, so going into this Q&A thing, Adam is asking, Aquila, have you ever seen what the demiurge looks like? Here's the thing: consciousness. It doesn't have a shape or a body or anything. It's a point of view, a perspective, a perception that can choose to have any kind of body, any kind of shape. Just like if you would think having an out-of-body experience, lucid dreaming, astral projecting, living in any kind of world, in any kind of scenario, with any kind of race, your consciousness has the freedom to choose to be any race, body, type, whatever you would like. Same with the demiurge. It is not an NPC, it is not an artificial being, it is consciousness choosing to play a certain role, meaning they do not have a certain body type. It's not like we look at, oh, Anunnaki canine and have a specific body type. Reptilians have only one body type, humans have only one body type. Doesn't go like that. Everyone's a little bit different. Of course, like, you could describe like humanoid. Okay, 2 legs, 2 arms, like, you know, have 1 head. Good, that's the start. But other than that, you know, demiurge, can have many shapes and forms depending on what the consciousness chooses to inhabit. The main role, it's not the body that we should focus on, it is what that being is doing. And Demiurge usually has the intentions of creating, controlling the world, like in this whole physical density. And at the same time, it's like their story, their intentions into like, okay, they have their construct, they know that they have us as assets, a thing they could use and harvest any way they want or like. So we should focus on their intentions and what they're doing, because just like with people who are afraid of reincarnation, there are beings who will try to change your perception and have you give in. Give in into the fear and into the story that they're providing to you. It's not about body, the way they look, no. It's about what do they want from you. And they can give you various scenarios. They can play with your perception, with what you see. They can show up in any way or form so that it would satisfy you, or at least be understandable to you, or at least it would make you feel like, hey, look, because it is something that is familiar to me, I know how to react. And you start feeling confident, or you trust, or you kind of drop your guard because you're feeling safe. As a mistake in these kind of scenarios. So like with the Demiurge, consciousness in a chosen body that it wants to be in, having a specific intentions. That would be my take on it. To see what a specific Demiurge looks like, they have a lot of shapes and forms. Charles is saying, Aquila, I love you like you're my sister, and I'm sure you know what I mean by that. Wishing you the best always. What you're saying about this person, I would be your personal bodyguard. I appreciate Charles. Really appreciate it. Charles is also saying, consciousness is the true God, religions, karma, and sins are scams. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just like the rest. Consciousness is what creates everything. But at the same time, that same consciousness can choose to create a construct or a world or something with a story that might be limiting to some. If they choose a scenario like, okay, duality, good, bad, right, wrong, and let's have a world where they will have some limitations, and let's invite in like it's just someone trying to be a ruler of something and to suppress other people, or just it's a role. Let's see, like, hey, I'm gonna try to control the realm. It's like playing D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, and there are many players, but there's one master giving the story, giving the hardships, giving all kinds of issues in life that people have to deal with. The players, all of a sudden they're being attacked by monsters, they end up in labyrinths and all, but they agreed to play the game. They didn't know what was gonna be in it. They didn't know about the hardships that are going to be thrown at them, but they agreed to play at some point. So consciousness might agree to play. What kind of body, what kind of shape, what kind of realm they choose, what kind of issues and things they end up encountering, that's another thing. Thomas is asking, is the soul trap machine still running? Here's the thing. I think Soul Trap, as scary as it sounds, and as, like, I've talked about it. I've talked about some mechanisms that I have encountered in some of my out-of-body experiences, when also working with people having passive regressions and sharing their stories. I've talked about it plenty, but at the same time, while it is true to some, it's also not gonna exist to many. Soul Trap, depending on a specific avatar that you're focusing on and living as currently, depending on your focus, your frequency, your choice of beliefs, your decisions, if that is a thing that you tune into, it might exist. Somewhere in this whole multiverse, it might exist. It might not necessarily be attached to you at all. It might not have anything to do with you in the first place, but, like, okay, there's this thing that exists. That's one way to do it. At the same time, for some beings, they have this, like, for consciousness, It's a perception. It is an aspect of you with knowledge, with perceiving everything the way it is or isn't. No past, no present, no future, just whatever you're currently experiencing it, whatever you tune into. And I've made a video about it, but think of like picking up your phone and then you open up Google Maps and you're looking like, okay, China, you're looking at Mexico, you're looking at US, and you're just scrolling through photos, but for each second you become aware and present in the place that is being shown to you. That's what the consciousness is. You don't have to travel, you don't have to fly, you don't have to shift dimensions and all of these fancy words. Your awareness is simply here, and whatever's being presented, you see it. So, when we talk about soul traps, you can hear a story about it, you can read about it. Does it become your reality? Not necessarily. You know that this thing, in some reality, in some shape and form, in some frequency, might exist. But at the same time, if you choose that, like, yeah, you have knowledge about it, but that is enough. It does not have to be your reality, it does not have to be your story. Your focus, your frequency is that, like, hey, I'm a consciousness that's infinite, that is free, not affected by it. That thing, yeah, whatever. It might exist, but it will never affect you. There's that. While I'm answering questions, I also invited Rich2150X to join us before the stream. So I'm gonna have him come in, put on my headphones so that I could hear him. We're gonna engage a little bit, do dual Q&A, might engage him. If it's too much, might kick him out, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, Rich2150X, come on in, and let's see what happens. There we go.
There you are.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hello.
So you're gonna do a live stream?
I am streaming now. Hello.
Okay. What are you streaming?
Myself.
Oh, not a gamer. Not a gamer or anything. Oh.
I am the gamer.
Oh, okay. Hi, how are you? Now I got it. Now I know what's going on here. Hello, everybody. How weird, man. This is strange, huh? Oh my God.
You're just talking to me. Whatever.
Yeah. So, and did you have a theme for your live stream today, or just
people are throwing questions? I'm talking about my life. I look at what they're asking, and I'm just doing Q&A.
Oh, okay. Golly. Did you announce it? Was there a
No, I just went live, and that's it.
Oh, that's gutsy, man. That's gutsy. I've done that once or twice, but that's hardcore, man. Okay. All right. So, do you have any particular subjects I could ask you questions about?
Just recently, I answered the question to Tom S. asking, is the Soul Trap machine still running? The machine that spins in space. But, what's your take? Like, do you think that the Soul Trap machine is still running?
Wow. Well, okay. I love this. To be clear, there's more than one soul trap. So is the soul trap still running? Not really the right question. The particular soul trap that he's talking about, the one that spins around and catches people, I'm not sure which one he's talking about. So I couldn't say if that one is still running or not. But I can say that you can avoid all those pretty easily by doing your inner work, because it has to do with what you think and feel and believe, and there's a lot involved in that. But there's a few hardcore soul traps in the afterlife that I would definitely want to avoid.
Which ones are you talking about?
Oh well, the one is the tunnel. Go to the light, and then if you go to the light, this particular light, there's more than one light.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you don't have to go to a light just because you see a light. It's like if you're standing on a hill in the middle of the night, you're lost in like, gee, what? You just, let's say you crash landed in your spaceship, and now you're in the dark in a strange land, and you're looking around, and you see a light way down there, just far, far away, and you go, hey, there's a light. Let's go. just because there's a light usually means it's in our core belief system as civilization and possible help. But they use that on us, but we don't have to go to the light. So that light, don't go to. But if you go to that light, if you get into that light, you're going to end up in a realm, or you could end up in a realm that has this whole mm, show about. It's an afterlife realm, and a lot of people are there, and they will tell you, among other things, you can stay here as long as you want, but uh, if you want to like mm, level up and go higher and evolve spiritually, just go down one more time. I go, well, I don't know about that. They want to get your agreement to reincarnate. That's the trap, and they will have you do a soul review, a life review. But that's rigged. They'll just show you all your shit you ever did. And then you go, oh, yeah, I was a bad boy. Oh, that's a lot of shit I did. And now they're going to make you feel guilty by triggering your shit, by showing you your shit. They could show you all of your beautiful, wonderful moments and make you feel really good and say, you could level up now because look how wonderful you are. They don't do that. They want you to reincarnate. So that's the soul trap I'm talking about.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want the mic for yourself? It's all good, dude.
Welcome to my live stream.
It's all good. Adam is asking, Aquila, can you intuitively pick up on the type of beings that are oppressing me? Adam, yes. Feel free to send me an email with a photo of yourself. Easy enough when I do that. Just tuning into you, looking at your frequency, the way you are. Easy. Adam is asking, speaking about the specific demiurge, what shapes and forms have you seen them manifest as? I was talking about earlier that demiurge is just a consciousness. It's not an NPC, it's not a program. It's consciousness choosing a certain body, but the specific role is, like more of a control of the 3D, the physical realm, and the earth, as well as using assets and any conscious beings that come in. That was my take on it. So to talk about, a specific shape, form that they manifest as, think of even humans. As simple as that. They're those that might use a human body, might not necessarily be on Earth, but will have a power as consciousness to mind control people, use direct energy weapons, and just really affect everyone into creating consensus reality where everyone is given a certain scenario. Like even with the COVID, they're just showing a bunch of stories and things about what's going on in the world. A lot of it is lies, but people have the perception, a lot of fake news. They're looking at it and like a lot of people believe in it. So it's easy for them to control, and that's one human. But you go with someone who's more of an ET, whether it's Draco or like a reptilian or even AI, a lot of shapes. But what about you, Rich? And encounters with Dracos, what's your take? I mean, not Dracos, the Demiurge. What's your take on it?
No, I've never really encountered the Demiurge itself, but yeah, basically what you said, it's a consciousness that can take on different forms. Even you and I can take on different forms when we leave this plane. We can put ourselves into our best look or no look at all, just be a point of view with consciousness. And there's different ways we can all do it. And the being that is the Demiurge, my imagining of what the Demiurge really is, okay, give me that mic.
If you talk too much, I'm gonna kick you out.
I know, right? Block.
Go on. What's your take?
Like, if I were going into a lucid dream, like I meditated, okay, I want to create a little world like this and that and the other thing, and it's got these kind of beings and those kind of beings, and there's things that fly, and it's a beautiful place. Oh, and there's trees and everything. Okay, I just created that place. Now, I, because I am the creator of this place, I can invite other beings in. I can allow them to tune into my psychic creation through telepathy or whatever. But now they're tuning into my construct. Okay, so it's like my material universe, and I am the creator of this material universe. And a demiurge is an artisan or a craftsman. If you break down the word, it means a common creator, like a shoemaker is an artisan, and the demiurge is an artisan, a creator. Okay, so I've created my little universe. Now other people come in, but I am the boss. I'm the big dog, and there's rules and agreements that I can change my world if I want. Okay, kind of like that. So, what shape? What do I look like? Am I just consciousness? Do I give myself a look? Do I look like this? Do I look like white flowing hair and beard? So this is me, and beings in that realm that have come into that realm one way or another uh, would look at me and consider me the demiurge. But they are co-creating my reality, or they wouldn't be able to participate. So they are co-creating with the demiurge the reality system or the material world. So that's how I see the real demiurge. It's a consciousness like that. Maybe it being the original constructor, the architect of the material world, but it's consciousness, and then everybody else jumps in and co-creates with them.
Yep, I like your take.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we think alike. Yeah. Too bad, not enough entertainment for people.
Oh well, I got some more Soul Trap shit. If
nobody wants to hear that shit.
Come on, there's this really good one. It's
you can make a separate video about it. I'm kidding. Okay. We're just gonna pick up another question. But if you have this really good story, if you think it's going to be really good, please do share.
No, I'm just here to help. You know, if you don't have a question, you know, I'll come up with some shit. That's all I'm saying.
Nobody needs your shit, Rich. Just like they don't need my shit.
Oh, fine. If it was my show, I'd be blocking you right now.
I know. Turn the tables around, hey. It's on the same note as we can just get around like that freely. What, we've known each other for like 10 years or more now?
Yeah.
So it's been a long ride for me.
Journey.
I just look at the way the way we've met, where I was constantly typing and afraid to show up on camera, afraid to talk out loud, freaking hard. And now I can be authentic and just say whatever's in my head freely without being afraid of being judged or anything. And you're Rich, your camera is fine, don't worry about it. If you're trying to get angles and stuff, I can get myself. Do
I look okay?
You look fine. Yeah, show off.
Go ahead, guys. Please. I'm sorry I interrupted.
No, you didn't. You're just thank you. But that's what I'm talking about. Like not having to be afraid of, oh, I have to hold it in, or what is he gonna think or anything. Just being myself. So like I'm just glad to see that progress and change in myself in those 10 years.
Yeah, me too.
She finally is talking out loud. Don't have to type for 10 hours. Anyway, Charles was saying, Aquila, also this is very important. What about drugs in the other realms? I do drugs but really love coke, so I'm sure I could do all the coke I wanted if I wanted to. Here's the thing. When we go into different realms, as a consciousness, you can choose the body that you're in. The way that coke the way the human reacts to coke is one thing. But just think of like, okay, give it to any animal, see how that reacts. Give it to a reptilian, give it to Draco, give it to a lion or a Pleiadian. Everyone's going to have a different reaction depending on the construct of the body. You can choose the programming of your body. You can shape yourself. You can choose how you're going to react. You can create your own reality, your own like programs and rules of how everything is, your own physics. So if you shape that like, okay, I'm going to get the benefits of coke and I might feel high, or I have no idea what happens when people use coke. Like I've never did it. I haven't did any research on it. But if there are any things that you like about it, you can keep the benefits, but any side effects where it will be hard on your body, you can just like eliminate that rule. That is the creation of realms. So yeah. But Rich, what's your take on it? Do you think Charles can do coke in other realms? Set up question. Do you need a lawyer, Rich? What were you gonna say?
Let me check with my lawyer before I answer this one. But yeah. Here's it could be coke, heroin, ludes, LSD, psychotropics of any kind. They're called psychotropics, hallucinogens, entheogens, and shit like that. But yeah, we know what you're talking about. Feel good stuff. But even tobacco and alcohol. Here's what they all have in common, and why I say it's not really a good idea to be involved. They cause a frequency change in your system, and you like it. Okay, it feels good while you're in a physical body, but some of these, when you drop dead, or when a person drops dead, they can still have a craving for that nicotine, for example, or alcohol. Now, normally in these higher refined bodies, you're not feeling the hit of the drug, like coke, the way you feel it here. These physical bodies are designed to experience intense pleasure and intense pain. So when you take a drug here, a feel-good drug, you're going to really like it. It's not going to be so strong over there. It's because of the vehicle you're in, because it's the vehicle that feels so good. But so people can be over there. I've met people over there who are craving a smoke, a cigarette. They want to smoke, and they're smoking over there. They got a cigar, but it's just not getting the hit that they crave. So they want to go back to the physical world, can hardly wait, because that's where they can get the intense feel good of the drug they're taking. So, and this is my short story. I could talk another hour on this, but it's not my show. So
go on.
I'm just saying. So this will encourage or induce or inspire person to come back into the physical world for another round, to get their hit on not just coke, but chocolate,
sugar. I'm a sweet tooth, so like I'm drinking Coco right now. You know what this stream is called? Q&A, Elden Ring, and drinking Coco. I'm like making clear. I'm on drugs already. Enjoy yourself.
So yeah, that's my take on it. It changes your frequency, and we haven't even talked about those drugs that will cause you to see things. We'll talk about that later. It's a different subject, really. Different drug, different answer.
Okay, we're gonna pick it up later.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Adam has a question. He's saying, you once made a video about angels. Is it true that angels are actually aliens in disguise? Are there such a thing, such as purely human angels? I'm gonna show one thing while I was listening to Rich. Not really. Kidding, I was.
Thanks. She stopped listening to me a long time ago.
Rich, you might want to pop in for a second to my live stream on YouTube. Okay. When we talk about aliens, in Bible they were described differently. It's not necessarily just the human alien. Human alien, yeah, right? Human angel.
No, now we're talking about Akvile.
But
human alien. Okay, go ahead.
Biblically accurate angels are actually looking weird. Just bunch of eyes with wings and like little constructs.
And little fucking four faces sometimes, right?
Yeah. So, feel free to just like glance at it so that you would know what I'm talking about.
Okay. How do I? Give me a second. I gotta.
Do you need a link?
Yeah. Do you have a link there? No, yeah, I can get there, but it's going to be take a sec here.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm just showing some shapes and forms of angels and the way they're described. And recently, the AI was also helping out to like depict of what they are looking as the Bible describes them. Uh, do you see it, Rich?
It's just about to pop up here.
Okay. Take your time.
I hear myself talking. Okay, yeah, I'm here.
Right. So yeah, biblically accurate angel projections, so to speak, in some ways. So it was never specifically a full human angel with wings. So I'm just dropping it out there as a starter. But then, with many stories that we get with the programming, people like to throw stories and sort of like trying to look similar as someone. Even like a lot of those, mythical gods, and like, okay, we'll shape it more of a human. We'll look at like Enlil and Enki and Marduk and like all the others, and like, okay, now it's Zeus and now it's others. So some freaking ET changes forms and becomes more human looking, and we're trying to look closer as human but still being freaking alien. So there are many shapes and forms of angels. Some beings that have encountered them, as accurately described in the Bible, look weird, just bunch of eyes and wings. Some beings have encountered them, and it's a human-looking angel with wings, or not. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and you look at all those. And some ETs, aliens, are also angels. So, like, really depends on what frequency do you tune into, what shape and form do you tap into, because there will be many. So to say that angels are only this, and this is the only look they have, is a bit false. So there will be many variations, and absolutely there can be ETs and other beings in disguise as looking as angels, but at the same time, I would say like there are even different groups that people can access, because there are definitely plenty of helpful beings who are positive, like human angel looking, or even like biblically accurate angels that will be like all love and light and support, and some people are really benefiting from it. And it's not necessarily a trap, but for some people they get certain needs satisfied. That's great. But for others, depending on their belief system, depending on the frequency, depending on their current knowledge of the world and reality and understanding, they might tap into different frequencies and different bodies of angels, and some might not be so good. So there will be variations, and we can't say that angels only have one look and angels have only specific story or value or goal. So that's my take on it. But Rich, I'm just going to repeat the question for you. Is it true that angels are actually aliens in disguise? And are there such a thing such as purely human angels?
Okay, aliens in disguise. No. But he may have heard it on one of the Swaru Tigetan channels, where the Hashmalim, the Tigetan ETs, they come down, and people think of them as angels. That may be where he's getting this from. I don't know, but so some people could be mistaking a fucking bear in the woods as a fucking angel. Okay. I was going to die. This thing was going to kill me. And then this giant bear.
My angel
come out of nowhere. I just prayed for God, please help me. And this fucking bear came out and scared away the thing that was going to bite my leg off. Right. And then the bear just left. Angel.
But
it has to do with beliefs. Okay. And people can see anything coming down the street and think it's anything. It's just how clear-minded they are, how well they got their belief systems organized, or how fucked up they are in their head. Okay, so with that said, Are we in? Did you have a call you wanted to? Did you? Did you want to take that?
I'm just massaging myself.
Oh, really? I thought you were. You were. I thought you were. I'll be done in just about 10 minutes. Just,
As soon as he shuts up.
I know, right? Anyway. next part of that question, please.
So
there's the second half of that question, right?
yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
Are you
Yeah.
okay? Yeah. So Adam was asking the second part: are there such thing as such a purely human-looking angel?
Yeah. That has to do with belief systems and belief system territories and the kind of realms you can go into or that you can imagine. And if you can imagine it, it exists. Now, do you have a million people believing what you believe about what an angel looks like Archangel Michael or Metatron or Saint Germain or somebody like this? Do those angels exist? Yeah, in consciousness, you imagine that they exist, and they're called thought forms or egregors. Okay, informational energetic structure in the mind, but it's in the collective consciousness of a particular religion or religious group or a new age group or whatever, but you're all believing in the same thing. And so you get these photos, or not photos, but images of what Saint Germain looks like, or Archangel Michael, or Metatron or somebody. And so you will get an idea of what he looks like, and other people will have a similar idea. And so you're co-creating the same look. So in that regard, yeah, they look human. They may or may not have wings. So there's all of that. So let's put that over there. That exists. But is there consciousness and sentience in that egregor, or is that just a construct of mine or yours or theirs to create that? That's whatever. But okay, now there's another concept of the angelic realms. So there's millions and maybe billions or more of these angels. And some people think of these angelic realms and they think, oh, they're human, beautiful human looking, and they have these big, beautiful wings. So that is a belief system territory. And in those realms, those angels do exist. But any belief system territory is, you have to be attuned to it to actually go there. Or if you believe in that stuff, you're thinking it, and now you're seeing it, and you might have a great imagination or vivid visuals, psychic or something, and you can see the angels, literally the angels. Now, are those real beings or not? You know, conscious beings choosing to be in human-looking bodies with beautiful wings, and they're interacting with those humans on this planet who believe in them. And even if you don't believe in them, somebody that does believe in them believes that those angels are interacting with the people that don't believe in them. So it's all comes back to belief system territories. And this realm here, it's a matrix, it's a physical universe, it's a demiurge creation, but it's also a belief system territory. So the answer, that was a long answer, and I could get longer, but the short answer is, yeah, there are those kinds of angels. Not everybody agrees that they exist, and so for them, they do not. But if you do believe they do exist, then they do. And if you're listening to this shit and you don't know which way it goes, then you don't know. And you won't know until
Soundfucker appears right in front of you telling stories,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah.
Just go away, please.
Yeah, just go away. I believe.
Okay, it's another one. Charles asking, I also had dreams where I got high a few times in my dreams and experienced the high as if I took something physically. But how does this work where I can do drugs in my dreams without taking any? And I would say, like, dreams and any of your created realities, it's your chosen construct, and the way you can have your character, just like in video games or like in programming, if this happens, then you can just choose, okay, so the default setting of this specific character that I'm currently playing, that I can change at any time in space, will currently have the feeling of high. You don't have to consume anything. You just tune in into a certain perception, certain frequency where you can experience the high, where you can experience just this over the top, feel good, loving everything, just enjoying life. And you can also eliminate like the frequency and the essence of feeling fear, feeling afraid, feeling stress, or anything like it. And Rich, do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So you didn't take any drugs, but you're having your trip in your dream. You're taking the drug, or you're doing the thing. Okay. Now, this could be an alternate reality in a parallel universe. You are, after all, been taking drugs, and this will loosen up things, and you won't be locked in necessarily to this physical reality. You can start seeing beyond this construct, and you start seeing other things. You'll start seeing visions, and if it's a psychedelic thing, you'll see all the stuff that's conscious expansion, sort of tripping stuff. Now, just because you didn't take LSD this afternoon or yesterday doesn't mean 2 or 3 weeks down the road you could have another LSD trip, for example, as a drug. Could be any of the drugs, mushrooms, ayahuasca, anything. But now you can be tripping and you're experiencing it as a dream, but it's caused by having that stuff still in your system, because it doesn't all just eliminate from your system after your trip. Usually the body will encapsulate it in fatty tissue or something and like protect the body from this foreign substance. And sometimes especially if you go on a diet or something, that fat will be used and you'll have that little particle of LSD or tripping shit, DMTs, whatever, and you will have your experience again, and you'll experience it as a dream, or you could experience it as a dream or a vision or a meditative high or something. But yeah, I hear you. Yeah, so you take drugs in your dreams, cool, and it feels great.
That's the thing that he said, like, in the dreams he does not take any, but he does feel the high.
Oh, well, we're gonna have to start all over again.
But
okay, so yeah, the reason he doesn't feel the high, my understanding,
the reason he feels the high but doesn't take the drug.
Still got it wrong. Next question. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, you're feeling good. You don't take the drug. Good for you. What's the answer? What? I still don't get. What was the question?
He asked, like, how does it work where in his dreams he does not take any drugs but feels the high?
Oh, I wish I'd understood the question sooner, because well, yeah, you just you have an experience of having the high in the physical world, and now you've got everything you need to reconstruct that pleasure moment when you're in your dream state or an alternate reality, or altered state of being. It's your deeper subconscious mind is just has that capability. I mean, we all have the capability right now to like feel really fucking good. We just don't believe it's appropriate. Yeah. Anyway,
I'll just add to it, like, you've mentioned it as well, but some people do ayahuasca, some people can just be reading things, and certain information or events will work like a catalyst. So your consciousness, when your physical body falls asleep, can appear in a certain realm where that information that you've gotten or certain experience will be able to help you understand something better, to experience a state or certain information that will help you to understand, to feel, to just have a different view of life and, you know, the experiences here. So my own personal experiences were not doing any drugs, sadly, except sugar, you know, like. But physical body falls asleep, consciousness appear in a certain realm, and you do have these heightened feeling states where you get to experience like the frequency of, like, let's say love or gratitude, and you get to see, you know, like even the psychedelic realm. You don't have to take any substances, but that reality where everything's different. Like people who are doing these, I don't know, like maybe raves, maybe trance parties, and they have a lot of these psychedelic art-ish, that in its own can be a separate realm. You know, like I've seen it, can't put it in words. I do not have enough understanding of languages to explain what's there, but the feeling state, the experience is there. So, you know, your consciousness, depending on what you encounter in your day-to-day life, can go into realms to experience something so that you would understand things better.
So this is what it feels like when somebody just goes on and on and on answering the question. Okay.
Okay, shut up.
I'll keep it shorter.
I didn't understand the question, so I'm gonna add a bit more.
So that's what it feels like. Shit. I'll keep them shorter.
It's all good, buddy. I mean, for me, I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's all good.
Anyway, Adam had a question. Rich, Akvile, do you both still do personal sessions where you do the dual scan Q&A as a paid service? Yeah, we do that.
Let me answer that.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, we do that. We got a pretty full schedule too. Yeah. It's a lot of fun too. You're gonna love it, dude. You start selling shit. Agvila's like, she's so cool, man. She's like, yeah, next question. I'm like, oh yeah, we got a special coming up next year. Anyway, go
ahead. You seem excited about it, Reg. The sessions.
What?
You seem excited about the sessions. Is there anything specific where in them you like or you get more knowledge or stuff?
Yeah, I like interacting with people and talking to them and helping them. And a lot of times people just need to be heard because their shit is so fucking weird. Nobody's going to believe them except people like Akvile and I. Me. Akvile and me and Akvile. But yeah, it's some weird shit, man. I mean, people are, you know, hearing voices in your head. That's, you know, everybody. It's just about everybody. No, not really. But abductions and taking over your body and controlling the body and family curses and stuff like that, and entities being targeted and spaceships coming over and being abducted at night, all that stuff. And a lot of people do not have anybody they can talk to about it. So they talk to us, and then we start sorting out something. What do we need to address? How do we get to the bottom of it? And like that. I'm going to stop now because I forgot what the question is.
And then you're gonna say that I misread the question and you misunderstood it as well.
Yeah.
This fucking bitch can't even read right. Anyway, yeah, like when it comes to sessions, like it's fun when people are doing good, and it's weird because they just come and they're positive. We had this guy Charlie recently, who's just really happy. He found a girl, they together dealt with certain issues they've had, and now they're doing great. And it just makes me so happy to see people who have been through a lot, but have found tools and courage and ability to stay strong, keep on doing what they're doing, and actually break through through this whole, matrix and attacks and everything where it doesn't affect them anymore. And you see them pure happy every single day. So that's like, melts my heart. But Rich, like, we've done a lot of sessions. What do you think are like some of the weirdest, craziest people cases we've encountered? Because the casual stuff when we're talking about like alien love bite, some of the abductions by Grey Twin and back, like entities, that's really common. But like,
I think some of the hardest creepy shit, and it's really challenging to help people with, is directed energy weapons. They're targeted individuals, and they've got burn marks on them. They got scratches. They got physical evidence of what has happened. And there's more than one group or agency or concern that could be targeting them. Usually if they're targeted by one, they're of interest to another one or another one, but those are really hard to deal with because, they could have a beaming station hardware installed in a building just down the street, targeting this person. And, you can do all the metaphysical shit you want, but that's going to be a bitch taking that fucking hardware down. Or a black van down the street, or helicopters flying over. Helicopters flying over are usually just monitoring sort of thing. That's my take on the helicopter thing. They're not so much they're not beaming you from the helicopter. They got easier ways to do it. But yeah, that's one of the most challenging. And the way we do come up at it, the only way I know, aside from go out and buy all the gear that protects you from electromagnetic field radiation stuff.
And make a tinfoil hat.
and yeah, tinfoil hat, that's probably the best. That's the best advice we can give. They were going to have a little pointy thing on top. I don't know why. But the other thing is to come at it from a soul contract agreement stuff where you're creating this reality for yourself. It's kind of hard. It's hardcore and not nice, and it doesn't really go over well when you say you're creating this yourself. You're doing this to yourself. You're creating your own reality. They're like, fuck you. Hang up. Ask for a refund. Oops, did I say something wrong? But on a deep level, that's the only way we can come at this hardcore stuff, so we can help people spot the agreements and contracts they've made, and it will lessen. Things will get less and less intense.
One of the bigger things in it all is that people shouldn't feel crazy, because there are those that they can tell what's going on to them, but if they're not understood and not listened to, they're just gonna be thrown in a nut house. And it's happening. It is real. There are tons of patents on the internet that you can look up. Just Google and just certain numbers, and there's gonna be plenty. We've seen enough people where like direct energy weapons is a thing, but even the whole gang stalking, people like constantly following some of our clients and friends, like Rich said, like black vans and helicopters and planes, and you just see stuff flying over your house, but it's not on their net where, like you can look up every single plane and helicopter, and usually they have a number so you can see who's there. So it's a thing, but people are not crazy for having these things. And like, one is acknowledging them, having them feel understood, and then directing them to someone who has more experiences with it to deal with the issue. Because there are those that have like gone to the court and like really went wild and crazy with the government.
Yeah, there's so much targeting in Germany that there a lot of people that were being targeted gathered enough information, got a good lawyer, and took it to court. And so I really don't know what happened after that, but yeah, very intense and very real, and it was acknowledged by the legal system. Yeah.
All right. Now, Testings has a question. Hey guys, what do you think, in your opinion, is the best way to deal with people in the gym that you feel are always there and up for no good? I sometimes feel that they just try to lower my frequency. There can be plenty. I mean,
In the
people in the gym or even like in your day-to-day life, like who are handlers or NPCs or people who might be accessed and used just to mess with you. So this is real. Like, you should acknowledge that if you see some patterns and some repetitive scenarios where you go into the gym and certain events keep on happening again and again and again, and they're just like trying to trigger you and call out certain reactions, take notes, because a conscious person, a bully, doesn't do the same thing too many times. They will still try to find some entertainment in different ways, but when it is a group targeting you, when there's handlers used and NPCs and programs, there's gonna be patterns and repetitive things, because it's just the way it is. Like, if this happens, then just simple programming. But then you just pay attention to the triggers. What are they doing that trigger you, that like cause the anxiety or stress or piss you off, and your reactions. And I would say, like, one is trying to control yourself, not give in, not, you acknowledge the situation, but you try to not react to the way they like, not to satisfy them, but, you know, like, at least you have some certain control of yourself. Or if things are not changing, you have to change your surroundings, because some people will use certain spaces just to mess with you. But Rich, what's your take on it?
Well, I'm going to go a little bit deep. Okay. All right. got a minute? Another thing you can do is look at what it's causing you to feel, or what you believe about the person or people, and you want to release that, right? Like I'm feeling like I'm being targeted. Let's just say that was what you're, by that, that guy there in the gym. He's just looking at me weird, and I just get okay. All right. So you want to do your inner work to release that. Okay. But a good way to do it is to, you want to flip it and look at the opposite positive of that. So it'd be like, I'm targeting him, it's feeling like I'm targeting him. And in a way, we are. That guy, you got that guy right there, you got radicals. He is targeting me, and you're targeting him as the source of your problem today, of being fucking weird. So it's a weird psychological phenomena, but if you look at the opposite positive of what you're experiencing, feeling like I'm being targeted by that guy, you flip it to, I feel like I'm, or that guy feels like I'm targeting him. Every time I look at him, he looks at me and he goes. So this laughter that we just got, that's the discharge of the negative energy that's in you, and you're feeling uncomfortable about it, discharging off of the positive terminal, which is the opposite. So it's inner work. So you do them, you release both things at the same time. And that is a way, now you will stop having your attention on it. You will stop doing that deep core, how am I manifesting a shitty life phenomena and all that. So anyway, that's, again, my short answer. Yeah.
That's good. Here's another one for you, Rich. Tom is asking, is there a primal consciousness, or one consciousness where all consciousness come from?
Oh, fuck yeah, man. Yeah, baby. At least that's what I believe. Therefore, it is for me. Yeah. And that's how I see it. The great sea of consciousness that forever and always was, always will be, above time and all that stuff. That's the God consciousness. Yeah. And I think every other aspect of consciousness, every individual person that is conscious, is a God spark, or a piece of that, or a fragment, or a soul fragment of the great blah, blah, blah. That's how I understand it. How about you?
Yeah, similarly, like just doing my own work or working with people who have past life regressions and has like a pretty good recall or at least consciousness shifting. I and others that I work with have the same story of, consciousness, this is us, but you can look at your different aspects, different beings you're connected to, different time and space, in parentheses, because it's all just frequency and what we focus on, and it's eventually the same way you can fantasize and dream about something. You, as a god consciousness, just created a realm with a bunch of smaller beings ish, and you gave them consciousness as well, and it's all you anyways. And each of them, you can look from their perspective, or you can zoom out and just like, oh, look, over the top view, or you can go into one body that you just created. Same thing. And even when people would talk about our self or higher self, the same way you dream, fantasize, create a scenario, put people in, and you can watch things from above or go in and experience that role and forget about it. Same thing with like our self, higher self, or even that primal consciousness where at some point, depending, like you shift your consciousness and focus to that location, yeah, you chose to create densities or more frequencies and more scenarios and more beings and more abilities, or like, okay, some of us will have the lack of knowledge and awareness, some of us will won't. It's all just a choice setting that we can jump to and change anytime.
Good. Excellent.
I think like one of the biggest traps and hardest issues for us was people here on Earth is like over identification. One thing is like you put yourself in a human body and that's a trap enough. This life, you get to focus on too many things. That's a trap enough. But all of these, I'm a male, I'm a female, I am, Aquila, I'm rich or something, and we have identities and characters and stories, and we just like have a laser focus on how we perceive this small little character. And that's a choice of how zoomed in and micro you've got with your consciousness. But you can at any time zoom out and have the macro view of everything and be it all at once if you want to.
Oh, yeah. Well said.
That I was asking, who is the demiurge?
Rewatch the video after the session, because we already talked about that. That would be my answer. What would you say to that? Is that a good idea? We talked about it pretty much at length in the earlier part of this live stream, and so after this gets uploaded and stuff, and you can watch their recording, and we'll cover it again. I think that'd be the best way. Good idea?
All right, yeah, sure.
Okay. I don't want to say anymore, but would you like to say some more about it? It'd be
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a question for Akvile, if you run out of questions.
Go on.
Okay, I've asked this before, but I never get tired of asking.
Well, since this has already been asked, rewatch the video.
No, today I didn't ask it today yet.
I think we've made plenty. What's the question, though?
Just for my record. I'm not going to answer it. I just want to know what the question is. Okay. So, if a question starts out with "so," look the fuck out already. All right. So,
Block.
No, right? You saw that coming. Or the other way, I can start. Well, why don't you just block? It's just going to come out bad. But no, anyway. So Akvile, you see stuff very vividly. Is it like all the time? Like right now, if you're not focused on right here, you'll start seeing visual shit beyond what normal people will see, or do you have to like focus on it on purpose? How's that work?
I have trained myself currently that if I want to shift and have the clear visuals of any space and realm, it's more of a focus. I've learned to tune into this physical world more and act like normal people, because when you're just walking in the street and your frequency is all over the place and you just, there's a normal street, like think of LA or New York or something, and all of a sudden half of it turns into a jungle and you're like, am I going nuts or what? Yeah, I've trained to sort of like, okay, when I'm home, when I can focus on something, I can turn on the button and allow myself to open up visuals if I choose to. So basically, yeah, it's pretty vivid if I choose to focus on it.
Oh, great. Now, do those visuals always come with the feeling like you see it and you can just reach out with your second body, energy by astral body, whatever, but you can just reach out and touch it and feel that stuff too?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, that's all I wanted to ask about that.
Opened up this massive subject and just stop in the middle.
No. Okay. Let me ask you another one. Like, let's say, let's not. I'm not going to ask you about me. Like, you can see what's going on around me. You're going to be, oh yeah, you're all fucked up.
Yeah.
No. No. But when we have a client,
they're all fucked up too.
I know, right? There's all places all fucked up. Now, with a client, do you see their stuff instantly and immediately, or does it help when they start talking about it and sharing their story? How does that work?
Any person that I can encounter in my day-to-day life, I can tune into, I can access their stuff, but I have trained myself to make it more of a focus. Because it's just been too much where, this social anxiety and people being too much, it was too hard. Going out in any public space where there are many people, feeling massively exhausted and just not wanting to be in anyone else's space and being overwhelmed, I didn't know why. Once I open up the visuals, I can see entities, I can see their case, I can see things that they have experienced at a certain point in time in their other aspects. So yeah, it's definitely focused, but like I've tried to turn it off because sometimes it's just too much. I don't want to look at it all the time, but yeah, it can be turned on and like you can access it easily enough.
Yeah, my understanding of your ability is that an individual has to have a very high level of confront to be able to do that, to confront that stuff. Some people, I won't mention any names, but you see one vivid image. It could be of a tiger, and it's like, just what, whoa,
heart attack.
Really, it's like, shut it off, and I've got the mechanism in the mind to turn that shit off, and I won't see it again for like, months. So I've obviously been doing something like that my whole life because I don't see the visuals like you do. And I've talked to people, it is surprising for people that don't see it. And it has to do, we're not comfortable with it. We cannot confront it. We can't face it comfortably without an emotional reaction. Whereas you can see it all. You don't close it off automatically. And you don't have, maybe you do, I don't know, but you don't have a strong emotional reaction that makes you go, whoa. Is that right? Does that seem right? That you're. One last thing I want to say about it is people that have that kind of confront, they don't feel it. They don't feel like they have a strong confront about it. It just comes natural. But my understanding of it is natural because they can confront it. And part of that confront has to do, I think, with the belief systems that allow that to be open instead of closed. Like people like me, I have these belief systems, obviously, that something about it, is freaky. I don't know. But, yeah.
I think like it really depends on the individual and what they've been through. Like really depends on the generation, the era, and what the whole generation has to handle. Because some people who've encountered, like World War II or Vietnam War or other things, the life they lived, everything was different. Currently, in today's world, people are not encountering war the way they used to. Of course, it's happening, but like I think I and many others are very lucky where we have the massive comfort zone. We're safe. We have a lot of these benefits where like everything's handled for us. So this safety creates that freedom where you don't have to be in the survival mode, and your consciousness is like having more freedom to open up to opportunities, to what's out there. And even like with the books, like shut off yourself from devices and technology and be more in nature, or read some stuff, science fiction, fantasy, novels, whatever. But it's very easy to, well, people can develop this ability. It's a muscle. And I think, like, for me, this is what helped, like, because having the freedom to go outside to play as much as I want, to read stories, to daydream, to tune into those worlds, and just spend 30 minutes to an hour or even longer in that fantasy world, and it becomes as real as possible. As real as can be, where you can encounter people, everyone's gonna have their own stories, you're not even creating it, you're not even thinking it up, but maybe, or your consciousness has already created everything in the background and you just tune into one of those realms and you're just playing a part in it. So I think like a lot of people have this going on, it's just that some have to handle the survivability, even like the finances and their problems, where those small things build up, but it becomes like a focus that grounds you and your consciousness to dealing with the worldly issues rather than giving you freedom to explore.
Wow. Well said. Thank you very much. I have another question about your personal abilities or such things.
Go
on. I see you as very wise and knowledgeable. Okay. I mean, I am, even when you were like 15 years old. It's like, what the fuck? I know, right? How would you explain that? Is it like from where you came, or the kind of being? What the hell? I think it's just absolutely amazing. And I highly admire and respect it too. It's something.
I think in a way, like something similar happened to what was described in the like quantum jumping. Because I had this like freedom to just tune in into certain worlds. Like my consciousness just jumps into a certain reality, and I get to talk with people. I get to talk with beings, and it's really became more of a thing through the practical work. When people ask about their past lives or what they're going through, or someone is experiencing an issue, and you tell them stuff, and they're like, "God damn, I didn't tell you anything, but you're right." So like, really depends on who's in my space and who I encounter. Like today, I allow myself more of that depending on how well I scan the person and give them little bits of information to see how they're gonna react, and if they're able to confront it, and they look like they don't have to accept and like connect with what I'm saying and believe that it's true in their reality, but I just give them little tiny bits, and it's like they open up, and I see that it's a thing for them. Like they relate to that, and I don't have to tell them stories about their past lives. It's just like, you've been like something happened like when you were 5 years old, and I tell them, and this is where I feel it in your body, and this has built up. I don't have the full story. I don't know anything about the person, but they open up and like, yeah, like when I was 5, this happened, and like they tell me the thing later. So that became the practical ability where I didn't have to read books or watch videos or go in classes or anything. It was just like more of an intuitive thing, but through practice, to where I allow myself to explore. Not being afraid that, am I making this shit up? Do I have to talk about it? Is it right or wrong or anything? Like, I'm just like, I'm curious. Why? Why is this coming up? Like, like, learning to listen to your consciousness is like probably one of the biggest things. Or learning to listen to your intuition. Because some people try that they will get this like, oh, well, like, buy your bus ticket. Or today you need to turn into another lane. And if you listen to those little things, that first thought and intention that disappears suddenly and you will not connect it to it at all, like later on, you listen to that and you will see that something went better. But if you don't, and later on in the day, like, God damn, I was right. I should have listened to myself because I felt it, I knew it, that thought came up, but I didn't focus on it. And people will catch themselves doing that. I gave myself the freedom to listen to that. And again, it's a muscle to where I don't know why, but I am drawn to a certain thing, and I feel like I need to dive deeper. And I had this freedom where I explored, not questioning myself, not going, am I imagining stuff? Am I a freak? Am I crazy or what? I just explored. I was curious. And that was my thing, to where later on, you say that some of the stuff I talk about, were written in books, or you yourself have wrote about it, talked about it and stuff. Like, I'm not saying that I know it all. I'm just exploring tiny bits of pieces here and there, and like, okay, something connects, amazing. But, again, I think it's like all about giving ourselves the freedom to explore.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing. That's very interesting how that works. The first time I noticed it, I'm going like, what the fuck? You were in high school, and you were telling me about this history test that you had to take, and you didn't study, you didn't read the book, but you got a really good fucking grade on that. And I'm going, how the fuck? I mean, I can understand math, but history? How the fuck did she know that shit without reading about it, right? Anyway, that was my first, you remember that?
Yeah. I mean, ever since, I think, 8th grade, I haven't been studying history, reading books, but attending classes to where I can tell what happened, and I can tune in and just,
It's so fucking amazing.
I don't have to do homework, but I pass everything and get good grades and stuff, so that went well, made my life easier at that point. Not to say that you shouldn't study, but, there are plenty of things where I didn't put in effort the way I probably should have, but I still got through in a way where information just comes, and the answers, you start writing, even, very interestingly with the soul contract thing, I had a math class, and I made a few videos about it as well, mentioned here and there. Math is not my favorite subject. I'm bad at it. So, few classes in a row, math, first class, okay, really boring, can't handle it, don't want it, okay, just got through it. And 5-minute break, and then second class of math starts. In that 5-minute break, I did this whole contract thing where I agree that I don't understand math, I agree that math is boring, and I just went through my beliefs and focus on math. Second lesson. It becomes interesting. I started understanding stuff. Information starts flowing, and had I spent time breaking my agreements and beliefs about it and just tuned into it, second class went awesome. I got best grades ever, in my whole, life of math. So, yeah, that's where I think, what we focus on, our beliefs about it, our daily experiences are, forming our life, and, if we can just shift the story, we can tune into the realities where we access more possibilities. So, yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, wow. That is amazing. Another one that she's really good. You can go away now.
Bye.
She's really good. No, you're really good at fucking programming too. I mean, maybe you don't just create your own fucking code, but you learn programming really fast. I watched you do it. I go, what the fuck? Does that come natural or easy? Oh yeah, I can do this. Maybe you have to learn the stuff, or was it more of a challenge to learn?
I think programming has just the basic structure. It's a language. There are certain rules that you have to follow that explains of what's gonna happen, but pretty much you create everything. You have the freedom to describe of what's gonna happen if and then. So for me, programming and data analytics, I went into visualizing the data and with the codes, and pretty much you get me a website with different streams of information, and then going into the SQL and getting the statistics out and putting it visually, and then using the machine learning and certain code to have an app look for just getting it done automatically for the recommendation system. It's pretty interesting. not my focus, not my favorite thing. Like, I can do it. I don't like it.
Okay.
or
Yeah.
I just have things I enjoy more.
Yeah. Well, which I have a question for you. It has to do with psychic scans. I was going to say psychic dual scans, but I go, no, you work without me. She didn't need me to do this shit. Anyway, I'm going, okay. So you've learned some advanced massage techniques. Can you use, does that learning about the body and the physiology and all that stuff, does it, and also kinesiology on a deep level you've learned, does that come in handy when you do a scan on somebody, like say they got energetics, there's something going on in the back of their head or their heart area? Does it really help a lot, or just a little, or not at all, or totally?
I think like the sessions or work with me became a bit more grounding and physical, to where we can't blame everything on the entities and stuff. And you can look at the photo and, you know, the person can just be like that, and it's visually easy enough to see where their muscles are pulled and their shoulders are not on the same length and stuff. And they can mention like having headaches and migraines and how entities are attacking them and connecting to like the attacks. And you're like, okay, but if you just touch these few points and you just go and show them and they spend like 3 minutes with you, okay, how's the headache? Oh, it disappeared. Well, about identity. So, you know, like how with martial arts, or people just want to learn that special technique, like there's this move, we're gonna use it and you can like drop someone on the ground and you're gonna win. Yeah, that's amazing, but martial arts have few basic things: breathing, the right stance, the right movement, and learning how to fall. And there are basics with the physical body. You learn how to breathe, you drink plenty of water, you take care of your physical system, because, you know, hormones, the whole chemistry of the body, if it's out of balance, you can have tons of spiritual issues, but if you don't fix yourself physically, everything else is going to repeat, because you're just a magnet for it all. You're attracting it, and then you might misidentify or assume stuff and kind of blame things when you could be in control and fix everything yourself. So I think like a lot of sessions with me, because of my recent knowledge, not that I show everyone like, oh, you should do this and that, like sometimes it's very visual. So you can easily tell, like, well, if you just, like, do these few moves and you can fix it, the physical pain disappears to remind them to do physical stuff. When we take care of the basics, we can go into the spiritual stuff or metaphysics, if they have any entities, if they have past life issues, if there are any traumas and emotional things. But it's very closely related. I've had quite a few sessions recently in a row where people have the psychosomatics, intense psychosomatics. And even in the massage sessions, when I work with people physically, and you're working, and like there was this girl who was like, well, every time I work out, whenever I move my muscles like this, there's this massive pain here, and my whole body just like kind of falls apart. I can't do anything anymore. Well, you're exploring here your chest muscles, and there was this little trigger point, like in the deeper tissue, and you go there, you move muscle with like certain movements she does when the pain appears, you feel the trigger point, you squeeze it out, disappears. The girl burst into tears, and so many emotions were let out, and everything she was holding in, that inner pain, that being like accountable for someone else, being responsible for other people, being the mom, being the dad, like the parental figure to other siblings and stuff, and it just all let go. And she was just bursting in tears, and like you gave her pretty much like 30 minutes of free space to just cry, be by herself, deal with everything. She came out a whole different person. A whole different person. The beingness, the stress, and everything else that was in there. So any kind of session you do with people, like physical body is like a computer, it's programmed. Like water has memory because we're made of water, because the physical body is made of water. Like, you know, that alone. But then the cells, they have memory, so things gather up, like the emotions are building up. We think like, okay, we feel something and disappears, but it's actually somewhere inserted in the cells, and if we learn how to get it out of our systems, connect the emotions with the physical body space, push some like places, like massage it, or like, you know, just like caress it, and there you go. The anger, the resentment, the fear is like, well, not all of it, but certain triggers, whatever has built up on certain subject and into a certain organ or your muscles, if you can release that, the changes are just amazing. So, like, I'm just super passionate about the topic.
Yeah, yeah. You're amazing, and your skill sets are so fast. She learned this. You can go again. She learned these advanced Miejo.
You may home.
Is that yeah? What she said. Real
Shiatsu.
advanced.
The
Yeah, real advanced techniques. She learned really fast. It just blew her instructor away how fast she learned. Uh, she's a natural. You're just it's it's one of your callings, obviously, and you're incredibly good at it, and so fast, so quickly you were able to do that. I'm just I just am blown away with that skill set.
I think like
Um,
for a lot of people, depending what we have experience with the other aspects, it's not necessarily learning as much as remembering it. Uh, Connect to another part of you that's doing that thing, and
mhm,
you can download those abilities or the knowledge. So it feels like natural. It feels like it's you, but you've already lived through everything. And even when I'm doing massages, I have to remind myself, like, okay, let go of what you know physically. Uh, Close your eyes, like I'm doing. I love doing the blind massage. Just
oh,
tie up
okay.
your eyes. You don't see anything. You just feel. You just go through the body. You work. But that's where you try to disconnect from what's in the books and the general knowledge given, and you just allow your hands and your energy to feel. And this is where you start mixing physical work with the energy work. And boy, oh boy, the person's laying on their
Wow.
stomach. You put your hands on their hips. You hold it in one place. You like it's like touching the skin, but moving your finger in one place, so it's not going anywhere. But you insert it and move it. So it's the same as like
Hmm.
touching the hips and just like one place. You vibrate it for 10, 15, 30 seconds, and you just hold it. And the whole energy from your hands spreads through the whole body, and it's burning. And people are like, what the fuck are you doing? Like they get up from the table, they jump up. You're not doing anything. You're just like touching one place. But like they feel like, look, oh, hands are like walking, like crawling through my skin or something. Like so, there are different changes. But like psychosomatics, like our
Hmm.
body holds information in certain spots, and at the same time, we ourselves, like if you disconnect from what you know, and you connect to everything, to your consciousness, to what you've experienced in the past, and just allow it to transfer through you, boy, like I love it.
Wow.
It's just like
Okay.
amazing.
Oh man. So it's a your own. I probably doesn't need a name or a label, but you're doing this really profound energy work with this person, right? It's just coming through you somehow.
Yeah, I think like it also really depends on people who are able to accept it, because like you can give information to, or energy to people, but some are closed up, and like they're protecting themselves and they're not allowing anything in. So it's kind of like just like going straight into the wall. Like you can give it, but you can definitely feel like the person is not receiving it. Because if the
Mm.
person accepts it, it's like it's being sucked out of you, but in a good way, where they're not siphoning you, but they're allowing it to connect, and it's a full circle to where you give and you get. Uh,
Mhm.
so really, like depends on people who are able to tune in. Uh, but yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible. Well done. Oh, mm, next question. Uh, Actually, I had some commentary on it too, but we kind of already answered it. It has to do with they have a psychosomatic thing, headache, shoulder tense, sharp pain in the wherever, uh, and it can be physiological stuff that you can relieve through the work you do physically, but because it does hurt in a certain way, let's say it's a sharp pain in the back here somewhere, uh, that frequency can be a frequency match to an entity phenomena that can totally and it's like a magnet. The entity will attach. Okay, so uh, when people come to you or come to us in a dual scan, they might have the sharp pain that they're very familiar with, but it while we can release it doing entity release kind of work. We could release it pretty good, and they'll feel a little better because the entity can like intensify the issue and not let it relax on on its own. But so they'll feel some relief, but it can. But the trigger points or the tightness in the body or whatever's going on with the energetics of the body itself haven't been addressed. So this perpetuates, and then it can attract the same or another entity similar. Is that your understanding of it?
Yes. Yeah. And
okay. Next. No, I'm teasing. No, please. I want to hear more.
I would add, like, the work we do, like, if I'm not physically there to fix people, but, like, you know, through the distance, connecting to what they're experiencing, it, some people, like I said, are closed up. So whether I try to become a blank slate and tune into them, look for, with others, they're open to it. With others, they're able to accept they have done their work and they're craving for information, they're craving for a solution. So it's not that I have to tell them the story, but they feel the instant connection to where some people, and like, you know, it's Kim, it's your friend Dana, I think we did a few sessions, a few others, where they can close their eyes, they can visualize their own private space and just have this freedom to focus. And I can tune in and enter their space. Consciousness shift. And they feel me. And they feel my presence. They feel if I put my hand on their shoulder. They feel if I give them a hug. They feel the warmth or the love and other things. So entity issues or things that might be causing physical pain or affecting their body, if I can tune in and just, if they're able to accept me, if they're able to feel what I'm giving, the whole massage I can do on the physical body, I can do it there. And they can feel it.
Yeah.
Then again,
I know. Choke on that, bitch.
It's all about, can they accept it? Are they aware enough to allow it and accept it and feel it? Because a lot of people want it. They're like, pull me out of body. And I'm like, I did, but you're closed up. You don't have visuals. You don't have memory. Like, you were there. You were doing stuff. You come back and you have this thing where it's too much. I don't want to confront it. It's too traumatic. Too much to handle. So same thing. Like, some people, like even Patty, like a lover, closes her eyes, can't feel me coming into her space, doing all this stuff. Can't come into my space, and I will tune in to reality she's connected to, and we can do stuff, we can explore. And it's just amazing, but, like, some people have done their work, and they have this ability to connect and allow. Others, while they might want it, it's too much, they have too many things going on in the background, and they might not accept it. So, you know, it's a 50-50 thing.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's something we could probably focus in on a little bit if we notice that sort of thing happening with the client. We can just go straight to the closed up part, you know, and, you know, work it, help them open up, you know, as a process or technique, as a setup, so to speak.
And that would be what would be interesting, bold and crazy for the future. Some of our viewers who are watching right now, anyone who might feel like they're open to this and they might handle, we invite you here live with us on Zoom. We have this chat, we do the live session, and we do this energy work as well. Like, you know, whether like removing entities, we're tapping into your past lives, whether you are fixing your own stuff and we just give you tools so that you could work through it. I think that would be interesting. For me, like, it would be like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah. So how would you organize that? That they would reach out to one of us and say, I'm up for that Zoom thing, or what is?
I think, yeah, like, one is like, you know, just getting their consent that, like, they would be able to show up here live with us on camera. They wouldn't be afraid to share. Yeah. And if later on it's too much for them, we can remove the video and all that.
Yeah. But it starts out as a live stream, right?
Yeah, it's a live stream.
No going back, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. And that's the thing, and like, we talk to them. We find out their story, what they're going through, give them tools to work with certain things, remove their entities, or, you know, whatever their case is. Because, like, we've had so many that a lot of people have the themes that are repetitive. You know, entities, 20 bags, like some ETs, some traumas that you can like. They tell you their story, and you're looking at the last 20 clients you did, and it's like, yep, same old stuff. Like, depends, but like, it would be interesting to try it out. So people would basically write one of us an email, tell us their story, tell us how well they can visualize, and we could try it. Yeah, like, you know, just get on live and just do the session.
Yeah, pick one from the. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about you having a lot of confront. That kind of is similar to courageous, because I'm like, what the fuck are you offering? You gotta do it. Okay, I'm on board. It's like, what the fuck?
I just listened to Gary Vaynerchuk. Like, he's my role to go-to model. Just his kindness, his awareness, his authenticity, like someone to look up to, and like, hey, this is what I'm passionate about, so document the journey. That's all it is.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's an excellent idea. I'm looking forward to doing it with you.
Yeah, that's a lot, huh?
Yeah. Wow. You want to take it some more, or you want to shift over to your game playing, or what would you like to do?
Yeah, if there are certain themes or things you would like to mention, we could go at it. If not, I have a controller ready.
Okay, well, let's
either way.
Okay, yeah, let's shift over. We covered a lot of wonderful things today, and it was absolutely fun.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we can shift over to your game stuff. What do you know? What game you're going to play? You have
Elden Ring. They recently announced, like, From Software announced that they're gonna have Elden Ring DLC called for Shadow Tree, or yeah, something like that. So I'm like, you know, just I love the game. I love the challenge. I love getting better. Has a lot of interesting themes with reincarnation and consciousness being trapped in the world, and just, you know, you constantly get back and continue the experience and stuff. So yeah, interesting enough.
Okay, alrighty. Well, go get them. Hey, here's an idea. Maybe we could, I don't know if it would work for you on your side, but we could leave Zoom on. I'm going to like turn off my camera and stuff, but do some stuff, maybe pop in now and then on Zoom. Would that work, or not so well?
Yeah, I'll just minimize the window for stream. I'll be in a little corner, and then when you tune in, I can basically put it all back together.
Alrighty, so I'll pop back in a little while, and we can engage or interact, or
all right,
watch you play.
I'll see how long I'll go and stuff, because just like just having fun. But you know, whenever I'm done, I'm just like quitting the stream, like bye everyone. So
yeah, if you're not here when I get back, no worries.
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow for the session.
Yeah, don't forget to mute your stuff.
Okay, like this.
Yeah, like this. Just in case,
Okay, good deal. Yeah, I know, right? Oopsie. Did I say? I hope that wasn't live. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot. That was a lot of fun.
Sure.
Talk to you later. Okay.
Okay. Bye. Bye. Okay, so just changing things up to where we have window capture, game capture. There we go. Like, I think. Wait up.
Wait, you're on mute. I can't hear you now. What happened?
Good.
Did you go on mute too?
I'm not on mute. I think you might just change the settings or something.
Maybe it's my microphone.
Probably your mic or something. Should be your headphones, but...
Oh, I think it's my microphone.
Yeah, and don't forget to mute yourself.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just my mic. I'll get this fixed. I'll talk to you later.
Uh-huh. Let's see, can I get myself new? I want to be in front. Alright, we'll just go with it. We have me in this little corner. Small little girl. Yep, there we go. Okay, meanwhile, tuning in to play the game. It's been a while. Let's see if Streamlabs will catch it. Just gonna probably turn it on again. Just in case. Yeah, it's setting up the stream and all these little thingies takes a while. Rich should probably mute me on his side. Either way. What the hell? Like, I didn't know we had so many comments and stuff. On my end, the chat lagged for a while, so I didn't see anyone talking it up. Okay, hold up. Let's see if we can scroll back up. We can scroll back up. Yeah, I'm turning on Elden Ring. And I'll try answering some of your questions while playing the game, making little breaks and just going from there. Charles saying, also, Rich and Aquila, can you be on the lookout? I want to send you an email after this live. I have been trying to get both of you, got no reply. Someone here said it might be in the spam folder. Yeah, absolutely. AkvileSava@yahoo.com. I think like most of my links are in the description, so see if you can like send it there. By social media, Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. Like, should definitely be there. So we'll see. And I'm just looking at can we get the game capture? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yep, lovely. Okay. Wait, and just a second, people. Me trying to fix the Streamlabs. It's been a while since I streamed, so like it sticks a little while. Sorry, everyone. Or not. Anyway. Also, let me know how the audio is working on your side. If the game is too loud, we can definitely fix it. I played Elden Ring a while back. Just started out, created the character, went in the first cave, I think, cleared out the Den of Wolves and stuff, so that's about it. But yeah, we'll see. I want to experience that DLC and play the game and at least finish it. That would be nice. Yeah. Meanwhile, while it's loading, I'm gonna scroll through some of your comments, see what's up in the chat. Can't believe I've missed most of your comments. Hold up, lovely people. What's with the ringing in the ears? That's a good question. Like, I'm just gonna lower my... Or maybe it's fine. I don't know. Ringing in the ears. A lot of causes. You know, see people call it tinnitus and stuff. Again, I would say we would have to look in physical body, and also later on, if physical body doesn't work, metaphysics. First of all, you know, bloodstreams, your lymphatic system and stuff, like, you know, like how's your sinuses? Is it clogged, or did you clean yourself? Did you move your lymph? A lot of times people who have a little bit of losing the hearing, or not going deaf, but not hearing as much, at the same time, or loss of hearing in one ear, for example, that's sinuses, like physically looking. But the constant ringing could also be the nervous system, the higher blood pressure. So like, you know, again, certain points, if you would massage it, if you would go through it, and I would highly recommend shiatsu, and specifically, this is a go-to guide for everyone. If you want to work on yourself, if you want to help yourself physical body, whether it's high blood pressure, whether it's, you know, maybe you don't have, like, maybe it's erectile dysfunction, maybe it's having a hard time getting pregnant and stuff. This is your go-to book. it will not fix all of your issues, but if it's just building up, if you have things like that, it can definitely help. Man, I've seen like little miracles happening like while working, where people have like high blood pressure. There's this lady who had like what 160 to something, and we went through the shiatsu points that were in the book, just went by the book, dropped by 50. Like, what the hell? like literally saw it on the mirror. Like we got her blood pressure and pulse and everything with the devices, did the massage, checked afterwards, did it a few times, and it got balanced out for what, 7 months right now. That's amazing. So anyway, tinnitus could be their physical body, right? But after that, some people, get actual implants. Some people get entities. Some people, depending on frequency and information they're tuning in, they access different stuff. So it can definitely be a thing. It can be you picking up more information, you picking up knowledge that you might not be aware of, and even like some groups might use tech to transfer info, to send stuff. You can pick up on it. So I'm just testing out how the game works, and we'll see if we can go beat a few monsters up or something. Gotta remember how to kick ass. There we go. Yeah, seems like I just went through the basics. Aquila, can you do telepathy? I hope so. I feel like it comes with certain people, and even like with the mind transfer, but again, I believe everyone can do it, and it's a muscle that we can work on. Meaning, think of your sibling, your parents, they might go into the store, and you, for a moment, act as if you are them. You act as if you are your mom, who is currently in the store, and you assume her identity and say to yourself, I'm gonna buy my daughter chocolate. She loves this one. And it's like you can put that intention into the person. And what do you know? Your mom comes back later, about an hour from the store, and she has the chocolate you picked out. It can be done. But then again, really depends on what do you want to do, what do you want to give to people, what can you pick up. So yeah, in the stream of massive knowledge and information and things you can access and tune into, yeah, 50-50. So anyway, like, feels like I'm a bit laggy here, but I'll have to fix settings because like I have a lot of things open in the background, which I shouldn't do, because so we have a loss of FPS and stuff. Shit. I'm gonna die. Fuck. Deep coming in. I'm just going with basic warrior stuff. But, oh look, armor. Amazing. I'm gonna move the mic a little bit. Anyway, let's see what else is in there. Giggles and Laughs is asking, where can we purchase authentic grounding and healing stones and crystals inexpensively? Thank you. I don't know much about crystals in the way of giving you authentic store and saying like this will be the right one for you. In my personal experience, I've had people send me the crystals, like they've traveled, they bought something, they've been in the crystal caves, they themselves were mining, and like I think they're expeditions or not expeditions, live events where you can do stuff like that. So some people are using the chance and oh shit, sorry, they can go with it, but my personal recommendation, or you should not listen to me or make me an authority or as a role model or anything, but what I do, which is probably not the best thing, but I myself travel to my grandparents, or I just go for walks in the forest and stuff. And when you're out there and you see a stone that stands out to you, Doesn't have to be an alchemist or something like amazing. It's just a stone. Or you might be at the beach and there's this stone at the beach, but it stands out to you. You like the energy, you like the way it feels. Go with that. For me, I think we can use any material. Whether it would be a branch, whether it would be a feather that fell out of a bird and you liked it and you connected with it, or whether it's a stone that you find on the beach or on your walk in a forest. If it stands out to you, if you like the energy, if you like the way it feels, if you have intention like, okay, I like the way it feels, and it's I'm gonna give the intention that this stone will drown me. That's enough. That's enough for you. You don't need to spend money. You don't need anything special. That alone will be enough. But this is my advance of a person who does not go with crystals and stuff. Like I said, like I had people who went into places to get crystals. They've sent it to me. I've held them physically. Worked with them, built some crystal labyrinths with some people and stuff. Amazing, yay. But I do not have enough knowledge or experience where I could tell this is an authentic store, this is an authentic stone, and you should go with it. Sorry about that. It's like, I'm a simple person where I will go on a walk and I see a stone or a rock, I'm like, I like it. It's big or small and like, it just feels good to me. And that's my personal stone, that grounds me. So that's the way I would do it. But anyway, let's scroll down, see what else do we have. Marks, Anuki, Steph, so many people. Charlie, good to see you. Riley Rage is asking, any insights on feline energy? Are they our dimensional protectors, trained mind to walk on the leash? Hey, there we go. For the felines, it's interesting enough where I would even go into one of plausible histories where we look at the Anunnaki canine, right? These massive beings who are, when you look historically and with what Robert Monroe describes and other people, Robert Morningsky and others, where they're like, we look into this galactic war and things that have happened and like Anunnaki canines against reptilians and trying to gain some control in the physical universe and who has the access over Earth and everything else. There's a lot of stories. So Anunnaki canine, massive beasts who are like just cannibalism and war and destruction and stuff. So their ancestors here on Earth, dogs, canines, humans' best friends, all the loving beings. Meanwhile, cats, they can hunt you, they can attack you, unpredictable. I love cats and all I've had mine. But felines out there, different role, they are more protective. From groups that I have met, being Lyrans and Irma and Zootrax and others, they seem more friendly. They seem interested in helping out humanity. They have their goals. They're playing like in this whole galactic war and stuff with the Galactic Federation. They're trying to make some deals. They're like working on at least getting rid of certain reptilian groups that are trying to target and control Earth. So it does feel like they are dimensional protectors, but then again, it's just their role. It's just the way they are. I think like even if humanity did not exist, they would still be doing this kind of thing. That's just them. It just happens that humans in it all, in this whole view, are victims and they're beings that are helping us out by what they're doing naturally. So, you know, we're just connected in their scheme as a background thing. Just gonna scroll down through more comments. Ichtu, good to see you. It's been a while since I've heard from you. Mark Jackson is saying, past lives, I don't know, I'm still not convinced on all that our imagination can fund, Miles, but I'm always willing to learn different viewpoints. Yeah, I recently made a video on all psychic cell scammers where I try to go deeper into it. That when we talk about past lives or the future, it's a touchy subject because it's really what your consciousness connects to at the moment. Like I mentioned before, you take your phone and put on any images on Google. In one image, it's Mexico, in one image, it's Switzerland, in one image, it's Greece and other places. Your consciousness shifts to a current location on what you're being shown right now. Whatever you looked up, whatever you tuned into, whatever was interesting to you, it becomes your reality, it becomes your thing. So, with that, your consciousness it's not like you're going back in time and experience something. Like, no, it's your consciousness tuning in to a certain information, whatever's more interesting to you, and you just go with it. Again, it's happening all currently, not going into different higher, lower dimensions, not moving back in time or, you know, like up in front of what's going to happen in the future. It's just simply you accessing information, depending on your knowledge, depending on your interest, depending on your frequency. It is just an aspect of you that's playing a role. The same way you would have an image change on your phone is the same way your consciousness would look at stuff and you tune into something, but it changes like that. It doesn't become your past, it's just like what you presently become aware of and focused on. And that's all it is. So, yeah, that's... I would not say that I'm right or I know it all. I'm just like exploring, and there's a lot of variations. Anyway, let's see. We have a little mosquito getting in the way. Yeah. Just looking at some of the comments.
I'm not that ugly, am I?
Being summoned in the other world. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm just reading, and Anoki, you're saying the kingdom is inside of us all, and there are 12 layers of your spaceship. My subjective point of view, and I'm not saying that you're wrong or I'm right or anything, is again, it's more of a dial with never-ending possibilities. Uh-oh. Okay, I guess we're gonna go against the dragon. So with dimensions, when it is more of a duality and hierarchy and a control system where certain beings will try to limit us by giving us only certain abilities, only certain possibilities of like, okay, this is what's possible only, it's not necessarily the right thing. Consciousness is never-ending, it's limitless. And if we give ourselves the frame of how things can work, well, we're the ones putting the limitations of how far and how much we can access. So 12 layers, 10 layers, 7 layers, like, okay, look, 7 chakras, 7 colors, 7 stuff, you know, like, it's just like repetitive. Uh-oh, people died, sadly. I think like it's a limit. It's a story given to us that will make us think like this is the only possibilities. Whether it's 5 layers, 10 layers, 12 layers or stuff, I think consciousness should not be limited to that, and we should have the freedom to expand and be as free as possible, meaning the dial. You can turn that knob as much as you want. The sequence of numbers is never ending. Whether it's 1, whether it's 5,000, whether it's dimensions, layers, or whatever, only we set how much we can access and what's available to us. And we should not put limitations. But again, you know, I might be wrong, but that's my understanding.
Oh, yes.
Uh, Niaruku is asking, how many people in the astral actually know how powerful they are? I don't think there are too many. But then again, it's our perception. You would even think like, oh, Akvile has the ability to get out of body, to experience stuff, so she has this freedom, she has a knowledge, it's good for her. But I believe, like, even I myself have a limiting view of how much I can experience, of how much I can do. Even I have situations where I doubt myself, or I put myself in a construct where, well, maybe, because I don't know, because it's not my awareness, I'm just closed in what I identify as. But if you disconnect from those, when I talk about creating your reality, and even if you meet an entity or anyone that might seem scary to you, and you're just like trying to deal with them, it's like, if you know your ability that you can create, and you have seen it in your lucid dreams where it takes an effect and you trust it and you believe in it, it's gonna work. But if you're like, Akvile say that I am powerful, thus I am powerful, but you don't believe in it, but you're kind of going with the story you've heard, a lot of beings can see through it. So there are those that might use that perception that might be a bit limiting, and there are those that will just like if they know that you're aware, they will not touch you. They will not even appear in your space, and you will have the freedom to just go and deal with what you want. You will have the ability to explore and tune into many possibilities out there, but again, it's like what our consciousness and frequency that we tune into allows us to connect to and experience. And for some of us it can be limiting, for some of us it can be really opening, and a lot of beings will not even try to mess with you if you know who you are, if you know how much you can experience. Oh my god, I'm gonna fall. Yeah. Next time. So there we go. A few minutes for myself to just walk around in a cave, do stuff, and then we'll go into kicking ass and then answering comments. Okay, so what else do we have? I wonder if I can level up. Oh, actually yes. Wait, can I do more? Let's go. All we need is health and love. Oh, do we have anyone we can summon? Any of our MPs or stuff? No, no summons. Okay. I should go into a cave and get something, or make it easier for myself. Missed. We need lots of love for sure. Yeah. Give up, Records. You're right. I think, like, in this world with never-ending issues and things that we have to focus on to survive, to deal with everyday problems and stuff, to be able to find the gratitude or experience that in the first place, it's pretty difficult, but if we can, it's life-changing. I might die. Or not. Mr. Ratsy. Bonk. Good. Been listening to some Gary Vaynerchuk, Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins recently. Took a long break from these people who are doing like live coaching and are sharing a lot of great interviews and stories. But recently, while I was translating, the community I work with, like it's basically kids and youth, so from 7-year-olds to to grown-ups. You get to see a lot of people, and working with youth where you're trying to broaden their awareness, give them more information, not just like things that they can watch online and be happy about, but at the same time, I'm trying to like create little events, like drawing contest where, okay, draw an anime character or something and win $20 or whatever, like little things like that. Just having kids to engage in activities where they can practice certain skills, learn, and at the same time feel the wins. Feel like you're like, hey, look at me! I've got a little prize. I've earned it myself. I I work with them, and I see how many kiddos, at least in Lithuania, are in a way like not necessarily suppressed by their parents, but I view this from how I grew up and where they are, where kids are afraid to talk to the grown-ups, afraid to be honest about things, afraid to tell their opinions, and if they are, they're being judged or they're being misunderstood. And this is also the same way I felt. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. That's my mistake. Yeah, a lot of young kiddos, they go through the phases where I think like one is being misunderstood, wanting things their way and not getting it, and not necessarily being too pampered, because I see kiddos who are humble, but I see kids who lack self-esteem, who lack that love, who do not trust themselves, who are just scared a lot. I didn't knew the state of America was there. There we go. That's some progress. And you know, like just like trying to create the events, and like recently found a friend in my massage community. There's this like guy who is a professional athlete, amazing dude. He has his own gym, works as a little psychologist, personal trainer. So we're just like trying to help out people in lots of little ways, but that's still fluff. I'm talking all over the place, and I'm not being specific because I'm playing and like half of my attention is in the game. So I'm sorry about that. I should have gone up. But anyway, to be understood, to be able to be authentic, to be able to tune in into you're loved, you're needed, and finding things where it's something you like to do, can do, and feel rewarded when you do it. It's so important to find it. Like for me, in a way, while video gaming can be an escapism, like, oh, look at me, I've just, it's an interesting activity, it helps to change my focus, but when I beat this boss, when I kick his ass and I win the fight, I'm gonna feel good about myself. I'm gonna feel like, look at me, I got through it by myself, hopefully, and I'll feel good about it. My self-esteem will go higher. I will feel better about myself. So I think it's important to find those activities and things in life that can give us the joy. And for whatever it might be. Oh, bled. Excuse my French. Bled. Shit. I think I'm not aggressive enough. I'm just like dancing around because I'm scared. Just kick some ass. Yeah, like that's my thing. Like my the way I'm playing currently, I'm just scared. Just scared. I doubt myself. Where can I kick him? Will I get attacked? And if I get attacked, what's gonna happen? So that mindset of like just be offensive and like try to read their movements and stuff. Like, yeah, it's gonna be good. when I when I get him, I'm gonna feel good about myself. Until now, I'm like, yeah, self-esteem is low. Doesn't look good on camera. But anyway. Yeah, oh, bonkers, bonkers. People grow up too fast, it seems, and lose the child in them. Absolutely. I think so many have to deal with various problems where they have to mature to where they lose that ability to dream, to not necessarily create, but allow themselves to be the child, to make mistakes. And there's nothing bad in it. It's just like being you, exploring, and people stop exploring because of fears. People stop exploring and enjoying life because it's always like having to please someone, having to play a certain role and fit in and survive and stuff. So that inner child, I think it's so important. Definitely. Too fast. I'm just following for his moves. I see my mistakes. I just like come on. Fuck. Too more Star Wars influence. I don't think so. Like that's a perspective where we feel like watching certain movies, Star Wars or Matrix or something like it. It's not creating false perceptions. It's not us feeling like we have to fit in or anything. I think it's actually us connecting to our truths. You can be a kiddo, you don't have to watch movies, you're gonna look up at the sky during the night, see tons of stars, and feel like there's this great calling. There's this something great, something big, some purpose or something. So it's not necessarily the movies. Well, they help. They help us relate because they call out the characters. Even those that create the scenarios. Whether you watch Matrix, whether you watch Star Wars, whether you watch Avatar, anything like it. Uh-oh. Bad. I think just what we get to see just helps us to connect with the core of who we are. I'm missing all the hits. Not gonna get it. Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ooh. Too much. Uh-oh. Yeah. Now I want to be aggressive, but I probably shouldn't. Come on. Come. Yes. I feel good about myself. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Small things. Small things. Whether you draw, whether you feel good about yourself when you make a good cup of coffee or cocoa or something, or just beating a boss in a game. It doesn't have to be much. But small things that you enjoy, that make you feel good, it's so important. It doesn't matter what it is. But if you get to be happy, happiness is so important in life. And with all of these issues, like, forget the metaphysical stuff. Sometimes it's too much, sometimes people are attacked, there's a lot of things going on, but sometimes all we need is to find that freedom to be ourselves, to create, to enjoy, and that is so important. Oh yeah, these games have a lot of hidden in plain sight knowledge in them, like movies. Absolutely. Hello.
Pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished.
Yes.
I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a Tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk I surmise is of thee. Thou art possessed of the power, no, to call forth a spectral steed named Torrent.
Oh, I can do that.
As I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee by Torrent's former master.
Spirit calling. There we go. That's what I wanted.
It is a bell for calling forth spirits.
Thank you.
Summon them with it. From ash and return to the Earth Tree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly, as they recall battles past. Now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest.
Pandora's box is opening in 2024. Really? What do you mean by that? Have you read anything that stood out to you?
But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
Bye-bye. Good. Let's see, so we have a bear bell card. Can we go? There we go, there we go. Now we can call up wolves. Let's go with this. I'm gonna be using this little little club. There are more things we could use, but for a while. I should level up for the Great Sword though. Strength 16, okay. Oh, it just seems that we are really in the New Age. CERN, that eclipse, etc. Shit's going down. Yeah, I hear ya. I hear ya. Medium load. Okay. So I'm gonna make myself available for summoning. That's another thing, like, I would say. You put a sign here in the game that allows other people to summon you in a battle when they need help. And in a way, it could be as just consciousness shifting. Allow yourself, like, here I am, in the game. I just agreed that I would like to help, and I can be called out in other densities to help you in your war, in your missions. I just gave consent. So, the same way, some people would be like, okay, if anyone in the physical universe is having a hard time, and if they would need help, feel free to call me out. I'll be there for you. I'll support you because I have experience. I can do stuff. Very similarly in life, sometimes we agree to stuff that we might not be aware of. Like, it's just the game right now. But recently, when I fought that dragon, one, I was weak. My perception of myself is that I was weak. My game stats of this current character that I'm playing, not too good. And we lost really fast. So that was a fall. Same in life. We might agree that we choose to play the game, Earth, or whatever. We choose to come into this physical universe or into other realities, into densities. But stuff that's awaiting for us. how we're gonna be able to handle it. Now that's another thing. So, yeah. Uh-oh, I'm gonna die. Perception is deathless. Oh shit, 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 shit. Good. Okay, let's see. Can someone... Great. Just gonna go run, 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 run. Fuck. Yes. I don't think I'll be able, or will I? I don't have a ball, so I'll just have to run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, run, 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 run. Oops. Can we make it? Good. There we go. Fixed. We can get closer. About here. Run, 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 run. Ooh, fuck no! So close. Ah. Give Up Records is saying, I never really got past Super Nintendo Street Fighter. I started playing guitar and going to Grateful Dead concerts. I think that's an amazing choice. I think you didn't lose anything. For me, like, gaming is a good place to just focus on different stuff. Because after a day of doing sessions and working with people and accessing their stuff, like, some people are good, some people are easy to handle. But I recently had cases where there are cases of pedophilia. And you're helpless as shit. And it's just aggravating to me, because there's nothing I can do. I can be there for a person, I can be the emotional support, I can listen to them. There's nothing I can say or do that will change stuff where someone's daughter has been abducted, kidnapped, and a mom is trying to deal with a pedophile that's being protected by government. And I'm like, helpless. Absolutely nothing I can say or do can help. And it breaks my heart. So when you have sessions like this where, okay, at least I'm gonna be a listener. At least I'm gonna be there to say like, hey, you're not crazy. Yes, the government is protecting the pedophile. Yes, this stuff is happening. And because people eventually end up blaming themselves. That I can do. Be there for someone. But after cases like that where it's just too much, oof, I don't want to fall. When it's too much, I think like gaming for me is like, I don't pick it up always. It's been quite a long time since I've played. But it's like, hey, okay, good time to relax and just do my stuff. So there's that. I've been playing guitar, going back to it a little bit. I took one of my classic guitars when I go to see my grandparents. So now it's like evenings near a pond with plenty of frogs and birds and stuff and just playing the guitar. That is like, okay, that's a good way to disconnect from the world and just enjoy yourself. Uh-oh. Yay. .396 Hz helps turn grief into joy, liberating guilt and fear. 417 Hz cleanses traumatic experiences, facilities change. 432 Hz Virtus A has a beneficial healing effect on human body. I'll tell you one. A new key. I don't know if it's right or not. You will have better knowledge, but I just had a few interesting cases where I listened to the 888 hertz. Some people are saying like it's for abundance. Sure enough, different income streams just same day. I can listen to that like audio track for an hour in the background while I'm doing stuff in the morning, and by the evening something has happened and I did receive more money. Like, yay, good. So I'm saying like I agree with you. I haven't tested the differences, didn't focus on what you wrote, but for some I tested out. It's actually working. Like whether it's different feeling states and you feeling better or just in itself. Definitely, I saw some benefits. What about you people? Like, have you tried listening to different audio tracks of specific frequencies, specific hertz, and did you see the changes in your life? I zoomed in on my cam. I think Rich showed up. Let's see. Or Rich has left. Sorry about that. Just a second. Yeah, Rich has left. There we go. I'm gonna change the view. Where is it? There we go. Sorry about that. Let's make myself smaller. I'm not gonna interfere with anyone. Ta-da! Yay! Let's see, I think like Rich wrote something in the chat. Alright. Good to know. Back to streaming. Back to gaming. Tessix saying, I mostly meditate with the Tibetan singing bowls that emit solfeggio frequencies. It's a very good channel on YouTube, calls Temple Sounds. I'll have to give it a try.
Upon the cliff in Castle Stormvale is a shard bearer, a demigod, who inherited a fragment of the shattered Elden ring. If the rays of grace signal the castle, then the Elden ring beckons you. As an ally by pact, I pray that you are fit to face the challenge presented by the ring. Upon the cliff,
Got it. Okay.
As an ally, pray that to face the challenge.
Alright. Yes, please.
Share them with me.
More health. There we go. And then we need strength. We're slowly gonna build up. Anuki saying, 888, have you recently fallen in love or are you about to? The signal is saying that you really want to share your life, resources, and time with someone else. Yeah, I've been in love with someone for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years, I think. So probably that's the thing, huh? I think like that, living in abundance and also wanting others to do well too. Probably that's the thing, because learning massage is like one amazing thing. When you do sessions, when you work with people, I think like different places, you get to see results. Some results are fast, some are not, but massage, it's like you can see it instantly. Oh fuck! Whoopsie. There's a hole. Okay. So yeah, like for me, even yesterday, I had this girl that just had some of the issues build up. Can't move her neck because it just hurts so much. And I just like, you know, in that place where I work and study. If I find some free time, I'm just exploring, calling people for a massage, like, hey, how are you doing? Do you want to come over? Just lay on the table, do stuff. It's a place where you do not need money or anything. You just feel happy because someone else starts feeling good, because someone else just got rid of their issues, and that's all that matters. Like, you see the happiness in their faces, and it's just pure joy. Where a few moments ago someone was in pain and you were able to do something with your hands that in a few minutes changed their feeling state. I love that. Like, that is like instant result. It's so blessing. I feel like, in a way, doing these sessions with people where you can give them tools and show them how to use them, and they use them and they see the changes themselves, like they feel the changes as they go. That's fun. That's really fun. But sometimes, like I said, there are cases where it can get really tough. What's this? Some sort of key. Amazing. So, hopefully, I'll be able to do more streams. Like, I'm trying to plan out my evenings where I can do plenty of sessions throughout the day, and end my day with doing a live stream, doing Q&A, playing Elden Ring, and just seeing how it goes. Just fun for me, and at the same time, hopefully, someone else can get something of value. Whether it's me answering a question and any insights or something, I hope it's a thing for someone. Anyway, just trying to get into this little corner. Oh, there we go. Yeah. What's in it? Twin blade, great. Oh, hello. Little ratsos. Give Up Records is saying energy transfer is true, so if you don't take their energy out, hopefully it doesn't attach to you. If it's bad, that is. Maybe Sage. Oopsie, just got taken. Yeah, energy transfer is true, and one of the things, I work with my friend Kimberly McGeorge, so at least once a week we exchange sessions. I help her, she helps me. She reads and she's like, you've been doing massages again? Because, like, sometimes people have a lot of entity attachments, sometimes it's the emotional trauma, sometimes it's like, you know, a lot of different things that they have. And I have this thing where, yeah, I can help you out, I can calm you down, I can make you feel better, but it can definitely build up and be traumatic for some. To where, once I'm done, I feel exhausted. Like, it's a rare case scenario, but some people can take your energy and unintentionally, without being aware, you might clean someone and take their stuff with you. Like, for the rest of the day, you're gonna be like feeling like dead. So I constantly try, like, for me, salt baths, going for a walk, drinking plenty of water. Like, for me, it's the main thing to clean myself. But yeah. Tesnex, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it.
For the reason that I yet live, burned and bodiless. There is something for which I must apologize. I've acted the finger.
Stay sober, yeah, definitely. No, like, the only drug I take is pretty much sugar. That's my downfall. I like chocolate. I like my cocoa. I don't do it every day, but sometimes, like today, I'm like, I'm gonna pamper myself. Just gonna have a cup of cocoa. Just yay. But that's about it. Vampires, yeah, for sure.
My hand rest upon you. For but a moment, share them with me.
Okay. Did we regenerated? Oof. Scary. What? This is Kaled, right? Alcohol is not usually good. Some people. I don't know, like, I don't have too much of a negative view for it. I'll say that there have been days where too much stuff has happened and I took like a shot, so it's like, I don't know what, 50 grams or something, like just one shot. Because I don't do it often, for me, like, 3 shots and I'm out. Like, I'm done for the day. One shot, I'm like, my body gets fully relaxed and I'm in the state like, relaxed, sleepy. I'm done with the day. Like, I'm like, hey friends, I'm good. So, I haven't been doing it much, but I can't say like, hey, like, I'm saint, I'm not drinking alcohol or anything. Like, probably like in the last month, I drank twice. I mean, like, took like 3-4 shots max, both times in total. So, that's my case. I know some people are used to it. Some people like need their what kind of beer, and for them, like, they're gonna feel good, they're gonna relax and stuff. For some people, it's good for their blood pressure, just consciousness and stuff. Like, some people get benefits. Good for them. If someone benefits from it, good. Whatever works. You know, like, can't judge them.
If you had the metal to endure this long
Sauna, salt bath, steam bath, sports, especially cardio, helps me a lot when I was in the crowded places.
torrent,
Love it.
had your measure from the
Yeah,
first,
I should get back to sports.
whereas I merely pretended. There is
Definitely.
but one
Definitely should get back to
thing
sports.
I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hold, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace.
Goes around. Yeah, let's go. I just prefer better alcohol in my opinion, and not too much. Good tequila and whiskey, maybe good beer. Yeah, I know, like I said, like, plenty of people, they get different benefits. For some people, it's working, for some it's not, so I think, like, the most important thing for us is to explore. To explore as much as possible in your own right mind, like, whatever you think might be best for you, and find what actually fits. Find what fits, find what you like, find what works. Okay, there are a lot of people here. Hello.
Oh, this is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new tarnished made their way to the round table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome. It is safe here. You may let down your guard. Allow me a word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the round table. Nothing more. A house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer. There's nothing left to say. Be at your leisure.
Go. Plenty of people here.
So you've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corin, a man of the cloth.
Man
I
of the
teach
cloth.
incantations, the strength granted us by the Two Fingers and explore the secrets of the Golden Order, so that one day, if a Tarnished of the Round Table Hold should become Elden Lord, I might counsel them, ensuring order regains its proper form, righting rule over men. By the way, do you still see it?
Yeah, that dude looks like a Witch King. Yeah,
The grace.
absolutely.
You do.
Has similarities.
Most Tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed. Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the Two Fingers?
I think we'll have to learn it later though.
May the
I'll just
Golden
run around
Order
with my club for a while.
I don't believe we've met.
Matthew, hi. Good to see you here.
I hunt down those who live in death and weed their death root. Heed my warning. Those who live in death should be left well alone.
Also, people, as you're here watching and just, thank you for your presence. Thank you for, you know, tuning in, for spending your time with me. I had your question, like, what's your recent focus? Everyone has their hobbies, things they're interested in, things they're looking at, consuming content and stuff. What is it that you've recently been researching or had an interest in that maybe you think I should learn or I could look into and stuff? Not that I have really good content, but I've been just like looking at expanding my horizon, so to speak, like learning more. So whether it's some of the topics that I haven't talked about or something that you think I should learn more about or look into, well, I'm up for it. So please, you know, share your views, share your interests in the comments.
The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels? She's my servant, but fickle as the wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me. Be sure to tell me if you meet a young... She's a servant to much. She's been my companion.
Okay. Got it. Hello, sir.
Your new face.
Have you ever heard of the term called LERM? No, I haven't. What is it? Again, something I should look into, right?
Let's get smithy.
Keep playing guitar and sing. Learn some cover songs for sure. If that's for me, I would love to. Yeah, definitely. Picked up classical guitar recently because I used to play acoustic and I used to play electric. Used to play in a band. We were recording some of our songs, so maybe in the future I can upload something. But now staying more of the classic. Just like the way it sounds, like just chill.
Too much into it. Well, no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Given time, technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget the sheer terror of her.
Interesting. Hello.
Greetings, great champion called by grace. I am Fia. Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Round Table Hold. Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly, perhaps you might share with me some of your lively vigor and your stout-heartedness. Doing so will grant me the warmth of a champion, and you, I am sure, will bear a Baldakin's blessing. Do you think it vulgar, perhaps? Where I come from, it is a sacred act.
Maybe later, thank you.
Your disdain is only natural, but should you change your mind, come pay me another visit.
Okay, while taking a little break and reading comments, thank you for engaging everyone. Alice saying, also I'd like to recommend a game called Medium. It's about a woman who has the ability to walk between the spirit realm and the physical realm. Sounds really interesting. Sounds really interesting. I should definitely, like, medium, yeah. I'll check it out. Might play it in the next stream. Are you a Croatian? There is a famous Croatian classic guitar player. She's amazing. No, not Croatian. Lithuanian. Lithuanian. But it's very close. Hello. Plenty of thingies to get. Amazing. Okay, let's see if we can beat a few more bosses or something and slowly go into wrapping up the stream. But yeah, let's see. Gate front. If I didn't take it, I probably didn't beat the boss there. Let's see. Oh, I probably didn't have the torch or something to just light up my way. Tesnix is saying, I love your videos about the techniques that you use in your daily life to protect yourself and work on yourself. Monitoring Souls I watched yesterday evening and I found it amazing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Are you more interested, like, day-to-day lives, specifically as regards on, let's say, getting out of body or entities and stuff like, oopsie, wrong stuff. Because I'm all over the place. I like sharing information and anything that might be helpful to people. I don't feel like I should hold anything back. So whatever I can give that might help anyone out, I'm up for it. And, you know, I definitely appreciate you saying that there's something I say or do that you find that might be good for you. Like, I'm so happy about it. Okay. We need visuals here. Let's just go with fast club. I'll focus on the game for a bit because it's just really dark in here. But give me a moment. There we go. Once I get rid of these lovely guys. Good. Yeah, I didn't beat the boss. Right. There's someone signing the spirit. Okay, good. So let's see. Just tactic is get smaller ones out of the way to take out the big one. Whoa! Sugoi. Got it in time. Lucky me. Shit. Give them no ground to back off. Great if it works with some. Ah! Scare little. Yay! A moment to feel good about myself again. I'll get into the chat in a second. That stamina is really working for me. As someone who is not good at fighting and just makes tons of mistakes, that spamming helps. Okay, there we are. Lovely. Just for a moment. Beautiful game. Really beautiful. Let's see. Matthew's saying, have you heard about the meditation on the inner heavenly light and sound? There is a way to open one's heavenly ears and hear celestial music resounding in the ether. Check it out. I haven't heard about it, but yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I think, like, without looking right now into what you've said, and just from my assumptions, which are subjective, gotta state it, right? Really depends what we tune into. I think if we could allow ourselves to daydream, just that freedom to disconnect from this world, from our issues, and focus on something positive. Focus on, like you say, music, love, joy. Like, close your eyes and in a way disconnect from this world, from yourself. And you know how, for some people, you might have had a moment where something good has happened in your life, and you just allow yourself to appreciate it. That you might have met that someone special. That you might have learned a thing that really helped you out. That you yourself got through the challenges in life. That you learned, that you got better. And with everything that has happened, you focus on the moment and that essence of yourself, of something good, that one event. And that energy, if you allow it to flow, I think, like, people who are able to tune into that heavenly celestial music, for us is that connection with love moment, with, you know, just from my own personal experience, you can love a person and tons of things can happen between you two, but if you just, like, divide everything and like, okay, all of the issues, problems, things, our differences, let's push it aside. That love that keeps us all together, that moment, that is the core of it all. And if you can connect to it and live in it, be in a moment, appreciate it, and whatever it might be, whether it's a moment of when you got a puppy or a cat, or you got your diploma, or you won something, or you've learned something, anything in life, and that moment where you can really appreciate yourself, I think that is so important. For people to find something like it, that is one of the bigger things in life, I would say. Yeah, the Grateful Dead did the uniforms in the 1992 Olympics for the basketball. Still love it. Little things lead to big things, absolutely. Absolutely. It's those small things that build up. Habits we create, our beingness, everything. Okay, got one little boss out. Probably can level up. We're going for strength a little bit, just to kick some ass, hopefully. Let's see, who else? Who else do we have? Okay, we're gonna have some dog barking. Sorry about that. My lover's coming back home, so doggy's out. Let's go, have fun. And I would like to go for one more boss or something, and then we can probably wrap it up. But before that, everyone who came here, everyone who's been watching, like, been streaming for about 3 hours, a bit more. Appreciate Rich coming over. It's great to have him great to have his perspective. So many subjects, so many questions, and all of you who showed up, who engaged, who's here. I appreciate your time. Cause I mean, it's really precious. You taking your time out of your day to be here, to watch, to engage. Thank you, really. Because without you, like, I wouldn't be doing this channel. I wouldn't be streaming. I wouldn't be playing. I wouldn't be making any of the videos. For me, like, I don't think anyone would care about my opinion. But for so many people who are able to join, able to communicate, who's curious and think that I have something worthy to say, that means so much. So I really appreciate that. You gotta manifest some money for sure. I don't want to work shitty jobs that take up all of my time. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I looked up at the possibilities, and specifically in Lithuania where I live, the salaries are really low. And to try to survive, like, everything costs a lot. Like, not as much as in America and other places, but when you compare the minimum wages with the rent you have to pay and everything else, it can get difficult. So for me, I'm super thankful because my income comes not from Lithuania, but from abroad. From people who I have sessions with. Of course, like doing massages and stuff, absolutely, that works. From my hobbies, a little bit here and there, you know, passive income. So, I am really thankful that in life I can actually do what I like. I can actually enjoy life, focus on things that I'm interested in, and just do that. Alex is saying, I watched your whole stream since the beginning and it was a pleasure. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. I look forward to our session tomorrow evening. Cheers, Andreas. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Rich probably has sent me some of your emails that I'll look through. Like, I like to make it fresh, so that I'm tuned into the person right up and not, like, prepping stories or something. Just right away. The way it is. It's a good view for people to watch. Here in California, things are going to shit. Really? What happened? I mean, most I've heard recently, and I haven't been looking into things in the world as much as I should, is that there's a lot of illegal immigrants, and yeah, they're not being too kind to the people who are living there. A lot of people are fighting for the Palestine and all, but that's, you know, my humble view of not looking into things as much as possible and just like headline here and there, few Twitter videos and things like that, not too much. Can you heal someone with just their picture? I wish I could. I think, and like, if we would look at the energy work, some of the energy transference, yeah. Possibly like exchanging, clearing their entities or making it easier on their side, yeah, but really depends what the person is going through, what is their experience, and depends on what kind of help you need. Because you can definitely like feel changes, but then again, like, can you... Oh my god, the FPS drop is massive. Can you connect to what I'm giving? And you don't necessarily need to believe in what I believe, but some people are closed up. Some people don't want any help or anything. Man, the lag is amazing. Got a poison, so whatever. I'm just gonna go straight at it. No need to hold myself back anymore. Bonk. We appreciate you, says John Roberts. Hey, buddy. Thank you so much. It's been a while since I've seen you. We need to connect. I believe you've gone through a lot of things. You got to run, got to run, got to run. Please be you and no filters, please. Same as with us, if it's okay. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't like filters. I don't like putting up a mask. I don't like fake stories. I don't think it's useful to people. And recently, like, one of the things I've learned in the last few years is authenticity is the most important thing. Like, I'm no pro, I'm no god, I'm no guru or anything. I'm just me and learning a lot of things in life. And it's just my experience. I'm just sharing what I've been through, sharing what I hear, sharing what I'm interested in. If someone might find it useful, thank God. Now, if not, well, it's their take. And Andreas, keep in mind, if there's anything you don't like, you don't agree or anything else, you know, refund. Refund, take the money. Like, I'm not into it for the money, but, you know, like, it's my survival. Doesn't work for you, please, you know, just do whatever works for you. This buddy's gonna kill me. Yeah, I'm gonna come at him again. California is overcrowded with no good jobs, and I'm grateful in life, but just as a collective, communism, sexual liberal, yeah, the woke shit is a lot. Oh boy. I read stuff online like Reddit, Twitter, or X now. Woke people are something else. And it's crazy that, what we would call, I don't know, bad guys get away with that stuff. Being able to program people. Go. Monk. Uh-oh. And the bonk in the ass. There we go. Yay. Yeah, I'll have to work on my PC a little bit to fix the FPS drop. Oh, hello.
Tarnished, are we? I wonder you should turn up here. I am Selen, a sorcerer, quite plainly. Why are you here? A yen for glintstone.
Mission to kill the flowers in the Rocky Mountains. Yeah.
Opportunities are far from ideal. Oh well, perhaps nurture will defy nature, with a bit of luck. But one must choose one's masters wisely. I was exiled from the Academy of Rea Lucaria as a reviled, apostate witch. Do you still wish to learn from me? Well, you are a piece of work. Very well. You are now my protege in glintstone sorcery. But I refuse to coddle or cast kind words. Never. Anticipate grievance.
So I think if DLC comes out on June 21st, and if we just go clear the story, streaming here a little bit here and there, might work. Those who are still watching, your own honest opinions, just like as I am honest with you, please be honest with me. What kind of format do you like better? If it's just, let's say, me, the screen, and Q&A, or if I play and still answer your questions and engage with the public. I'm good either way. I currently prefer playing a little bit. One is because it's probably easier to connect and get back to streaming, just to get my attention, because if there's plenty of questions, it gives me a break to calm down, or to focus on something else, not talk as much, because like it's a non-stop 3-hour stream, right? But at the same time, it's like just easier to focus on something. If you prefer just me, you, and the camera, and maybe a guest coming in. Like, that's another thing. If any of you would like to come in live with me, like Rich was here today, if there's something you would like to share and talk about and discuss, feel free to tell me. Because I wouldn't mind just like, hey, sending you some links to Zoom and we can talk it up, discuss various topics, focus on certain subjects. So yeah, whichever way you like, people. Because like, I am flexible. Like Gary Vee says, like, you know, like, hey, your audience, people who watch you is your core. So whatever you people like, I'm up for it. Currently I'm focusing on what like, so, you know, gaming Q&A, but even if it was just Q&A and the video, no gaming, it's still good. In the background, I'm running a recording on Zoom, so some of the Q&A I did will be cut out separately with no Elden Ring or gaming. If I see that the material is good enough, I will edit it out, so this pillar content, I'll break it up to separate videos so people could watch it. But yeah, whatever is good for you people. Gaming and Kush Q&A, in my honest opinion, nicer. Thank you, appreciate it. Switch it up is the best. Yeah, okay. All the above, both was nice, also the pork with Rich. I'd be in to join sometime if that would be fine for you. Absolutely, absolutely. Even the thing, like, I wanna get back more to Discord community, and even there, like, just connect with people and choose a topic of the evening and talk it up. Anything. From physical to paranormal to any topics. So I think it's a good time to quit Elden Ring. And slowly start wrapping it up. But yes, it's been good 3 hours. I think like the part with Rich, we got a lot of various interesting questions. Where am I? Just a second. Gonna make myself big again. Capture the screen. There we go. That's a better view. The questions are being answered either way, so meh. Yeah, whether I'm gaming or just like talking like this, huh? Oh, good, good. I'll have to join sometime. Absolutely. Yeah. People, feel free to hit me up on the email. I think like I'm more active on Discord. I'll join a bit later, but also Facebook or Instagram. If you want to reach out, if you have certain questions, things to offer, or if you're like, hey, I have a thing that we might discuss on live, so let's get together. I'll definitely send you a link and we can talk it up. Absolutely agree. Yeah. For me, it's more of a communication, like people reaching out. Personally, I, in a way, because this is my choice of getting more social, trying to reach out to people, I try to various different platforms. But I know what you mean, like trying to escape the scrolling, and that's why like I like to take the weekends and some days off where do not touch any devices, get away from internet, get away from anything computer-wise, and just get out in nature, pick up guitar, pick up something, and just be away from stuff. Like that's definitely good. So yeah, everyone, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching. I know tomorrow throughout the day I will have some stuff to do with looking through the whole recording here on Zoom, cut out the parts where we had some questions answered, make up some pillar content and upload it to YouTube. So thank you for helping me to create the content. It's your questions that keeps it all running. It's your questions, the interest, and you help me focus on all the stuff. So thank you. And again, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here, for inspiring me to create. And I'll wrap up the stream, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. So you take care, have a nice day or evening, and take care.